worm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how D&D works.
You
To welcome you to the world of Evrand.
The Seekers of Insanity.
I told you to leave me alone. I could do this.
I wanted us to live and I wanted him dead.
I am so happy to see you.
Every party needs a pooper.
Yeah, raise the blade!
John, are you having fun?
Joe's fixing his
Joe's
microphone,
trying to fix it,
everybody.
yeah. Yep. Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand session 80. Okay, well. Session 80.
Woo!
80, guys. Or
That's too
if you're
many.
following is yep. And well, tonight might be the end.
Let's do it.
Oh
Book
my
7,
God.
chapter 16. Before we dive into the game and the party fights a purple worm, as always, one of us does a summary, and that person's never me. This week is Ryan as Ryan. So Ryan,
Yep.
take it away.
I was about to be like, no, I specifically told you that. Thank you. All right. The party find themselves ready to depart the city of Al-Shaham. They travel to various stalls and shops to buy the last few supplies that they need to survive the plane of air. Mainly, they purchase potions of flying, potions of lightning resistance, and a new bag of holding that is purposely used only for water. Lastly, Ursa finds the party a good range of beasts to transport us across the desert. With everything in place, the party decides to spend a last night in comfort before heading for the rift. However, disaster would soon strike. Ursa was attacked in the middle of the night by a Rakshasa, a hired assassin of the Demogorgon. With 2 lethal stabs, he's able to take Ursa down before the rest of the party can even react. However, before he can leave with Ursa's staff, Gideon is able to retrieve the staff while the others work on saving Ursa and slaying the creature. However, in the aftermath, Rian reveals the nature of the creature, revealing that it is highly resistant to magic and will continue to reform in its lair in the abyss. The party has not seen the last of this Rakshasa. Sorry. The next day, the party makes their way into the Sea of the Dying, traveling through the hot air and scorching conditions. While uncomfortable, everything proceeds well until a sudden sandstorm threatens to engulf the party. While Enid and Basil are able to safely find cover, the rest are required to take protection in a protective dome of magic created by Gak. With the storm over, the party carries on until a rumbling disturbs them. Soon, a giant purple worm rises up, larger than the ones that the party has previously faced. They prepare for a fight, ready to force their way through the desert.
Amazing, wonderful summary. So, without further ado, as all of you were traveling through the sands, you heard rumbling in the ground, an explosion of sand as a large purple worm in front of all of you bears down towards the party. All of you jump off your mounts and ready yourselves as we are going to dive into this combat. If everyone
Could you
can roll.
could you enable the turn tracker? Because right now it's not enabled.
There we go.
Thank you.
Everyone, I would like you to roll initiative.
Boopity scoopity. There we go.
Oh, mine was better than I thought.
Nice, Belle.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, the 2 popped up, and I thought that was mine. And I was like, "How did I get a 2?" But I still feel bad for you, Nick. A 2 sucks.
missing. Oh, never mind.
Still higher than the purple worm.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
purple worm did not roll well. So, before combat starts, as you all dismount and start running towards the worm, as it is heading in your direction, you do notice that you're having to pick your feet up ever so slightly to get through the sand. It is not solid ground. All of the terrain around you is difficult terrain for the entire combat as long as you are not on a mount or flying. Also, there is a ray of sun on the map. If you start your turn in the ray of sun, you must make a Constitution saving throw, or be exhausted, or take a point of exhaustion.
Would you
If you can see
mind
that.
making
Oh.
sun just slightly more potent as a
Yes.
visual? Thank you.
As you are fighting in the desert in the immense heat. Can you see that?
Yeah. Also, I
Okay.
just noticed, I don't know if other people can
You
see
can
this,
hover
but when I
over it.
hover over it, it's like really intense, and then when I'm not on it. So,
Yeah, I can turn it down if you want.
no. It's perfect. It's perfect. You
Yeah,
are
no,
excellent.
All right. So,
All right.
the purple worm is in front of you. Let's begin combat. Gideon, you are up first.
All
Because
right.
It's the first round of combat. I'm not going to make you make a Constitution saving throw, but you do notice where you're standing. It is intensely hot.
Is
For
it
sure. For sure.
is it start or end your turn in it?
Start.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hopefully
Just
it
not the first round of combat because you didn't place your tokens.
Hopefully it doesn't move.
I'm guessing the worm's not affected by it.
that
That is correct.
makes sense.
Gideon's going to quicken spell. He's going to use quicken spell in order to bonus action cast mage armor on himself.
Okay.
And then after that, he is going to use an action to activate the Wings of the Infernal Pretender.
Okay. With that,
So-
Gideon picks up off the ground. You are now flying.
Yeah. He's going to move. My token disappeared on my screen.
Oh, it's floating for mine.
Oh. Maybe I'll just need to
Fine.
reset. That's fine.
Can you see it? No?
Well, it's just like a black circle. It's like I don't see Gideon's image on it. Whatever. I'll
Right.
reset here. It's probably my. Okay. Well, now I can see Gideon. Whatever. Anyways, Gideon's gonna fly 20 feet in the air and then move 10 feet over here, so he's out of the sun. So, getting a
Okay,
little
so-
bit of height on this. That unfortunately is gonna be it for his first turn. It's a prep phase.
Okay. Enid, you are up.
Okay. Yeah. So, no allies in 5 feet of Wormy Boy. So, and there's no place to hide. So, we're going to teleport with Lazarus's twin shadows. So, I think that's 30 feet. I was thinking camel, desert lizard. I was thinking I would teleport maybe back here. And then throw my dagger for a sneak attack. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
So here's the first attack with advantage, duh.
27 does hit.
Sweet. And then third turn.
All right. So it will take. You do notice that as the dagger is thrown at it, it does ricochet off slightly. It takes all of the necrotic damage, but it does take half of the piercing.
Okay.
Ooh.
Also, I just thought of something, because if I activate my Boots of Haste, my movement speed is really good, so maybe I don't need a mount. Sorry, I might teleport just in a different direction if that's okay, depending on who feels like they need a mount. Do people have mounts in their plans?
No.
Not
No?
necessarily.
Nobody? Okay, well, I will then.
Just you.
I won't use my boots of haste then, and I'll get on the desert lizard.
Okay.
Or maybe I might, so I can
You want your sand strider
run
then?
and heal people a lot faster if needed. Yeah, I'll be on my sand strider.
Okay.
You got to get to it first.
Yeah.
Where
could
is it?
I?
I was
it's
all the
back
way down here.
Could I, get on the lizard and lead the sand strider? And I don't know how much their movement speed is, but like, would I be able to start to lead them in like this direction?
Yeah, so the Sand Strider is 60 feet of movement, but if you're leading another animal, it'll be half of that movement. So the Sand Strider can move 30 feet with another creature.
Okay.
So
So I could be on the
Yes.
lizard and then lead the sand strider 30 feet.
yeah, so go ahead and move your character 30 feet.
Yeah, we'll go back. I guess, man, that's pretty freaking far, 30 feet. Hell yeah. Let's go there.
Okay.
To my lizard and the
And then
strider.
the Sand Strider will be right behind you.
Helping out my girlfriend. I have one more attack. I forgot.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll go ahead and attack him again. So you said the piercing wasn't something that worked very well. So my next attack will just use the psionic blades then.
Okay.
There's no piercing damage for that.
17. As
Mhm.
you throw the blades, you see that it's kind of picked up by the wind, and it ricochets off the armor of the worm. It does not hit.
Okay. Could I add a psionic die, or does that need to be before or after?
You gotta.
I won't worry about it this time. Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. All right. That'll be my turn. Yeah.
Okay. So Enid, you teleport backwards, grab yourself onto the back of the desert lizard, get the reins of the Sand Strider, and make your way up the dunes towards the party on the back of the lizard. With that, Rian, you are up.
Okay, all right. Rian is going to activate the Boots of Flying, which I guess doesn't need to be activated. They just always are. It's just, it drains if I'm using the boots. So I will fly 30 feet right here.
So you didn't go up. You just kind of went over, right? You're not above. So you're like 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, like 5 feet off the ground. I'm just kind of hovering to
Okay.
avoid the sand,
Okay.
weighing me down. So I will move there, and then bonus action, I will go ahead and activate the Might of the Okunai, and I'll go ahead and make 2 attacks.
Okay.
Attack number 1, 22.
Hits.
Okay. So there's that, and then plus a d6. I'm not going to smite on this, though, because I don't think we're going to take a long rest before going in the portal. 17 points of damage on the first one. Second
Okay.
attack.
So.
Oh.
Okay. So as you slice through, the piercing damage does not seem to take as much effect.
Okay.
So the first one's.
Does it matter if the weapon's magical?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. All right.
Let's see. How much was that? 13,
I guess it would be 4 damage force, and then 6
Okay, yeah,
damage
yeah.
piercing, so 10 total.
Yeah, there we go. 29 hits.
Okay, damage. And then seeing that it's not as effective, I suppose I will smite on that one. I'll put a first level smite in there for an extra 2d8.
Okay.
Okay,
Damage.
so that is going to be a whopping 9, 12, plus 6, 18 points of damage on that one.
Okay. As you are slicing through, Rian, you are very aware that the blade is not doing as much damage as you would hope. You can actually see with each curve of the blade, each slice, that there's some sort of like magical aura around the carapace of this worm as well, almost like it is just imbued with protectional magic.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Okay. Well, you're up again, Yursa.
Yep. Yursa is going to use 2 wild shapes to sorry, I need to double check which type of elemental she should turn into. So air, earth, water, fire. Probably not fire because it's probably resistant since it lives in the sands. Bludgeoning and bludgeoning will not do very good damage. Does water do cold or does it do bludgeoning? It does bludgeoning also.
He did take the necrotic damage if she wants to turn to the shade one.
I think. Let's see, because
Or is that not at will? I don't know.
No, it's part of the wild shapes. I just don't have the stats for that one.
Let's see. Let me get you the stats. Let's see. Oh wait, it's on the character sheet. Here you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. 90, 95 fly speed. Death's Gaze. Okay. Let's choose one target. Okay, yeah, she will shift into the shadow elemental then.
Okay.
Because wild shapes come back on a short rest anyway, so.
All right, we're gonna put Yursa over here.
Yep.
And all of you watch as Yursa shapes into pure shadow, pulling the shadow from the dunes around as the sun creates these shadows off of it. She pulls that energy and turns into this creature.
Nice. She'll move 25 feet there. And then she will. I mean, she either gets the one attack or con saving throw. Yeah, she'll just do the claw attack. She only gets one
Okay.
of them. Dook-a-dook-a-dook. 25.
Hits.
Okay. And then that is 1d4 plus 2d8 necrotic damage. Hey, nice. So that'll be 3, so 13 points of damage total.
Nice.
So she went 25 feet there. She is then going to fly up in the air. 25 feet, so and there's 90 fly speed. Sure, she'll fly 50 feet up in the air.
That's crazy.
And that's it.
Jesus Christ, the amount of people in this party that can fly is actually insane. Okay, Yursa turns into the shadow elemental, slides across the ground, swipes upward. All of you hear a horrible cracking sound as a scratch, a scar is left on the side of this worm. As she does this, she rises up into the air, shooting up into the air 50 feet above everyone. That is now Basil's turn.
Okay. John, can you remind me again what you said about like this magical aura around it?
Which part? This thing?
Didn't you say there was something around the purple worm?
No, it's just that its armor is hardened against magical. Like it seems like magical weapons just don't do as much damage.
Oh,
slashing and
magical
piercing.
weapons, but not like spells, right?
Spells seem to be doing fine,
Okay.
or other elemental types of damage.
Okay. And let's see. So I'm gonna go to my mount.
Okay. Put this extra
Oh,
there.
sorry. And then I'm going to cast. Oh, where was it? Second level. Blindness / deafness on it. That spell.
Okay.
I think blindness would probably be the better way to go.
Make a nature check.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know if.
You've also fought one of these before, so make it
Mm.
with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, 18 or more. Is it more? 19.
19.
You know that these creatures don't have eyes.
Okay.
They are all off of tremor sensing. They can feel ripples and movement in the ground.
Can they? I'm guessing if they don't have eyes, they also don't have ears.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. So what I will do instead is I'll cast a guiding bolt at level 1, so I can save my
Okay.
other
Okay.
levels.
Okay.
Okay. Cast. Damn it.
13. As you go to cast Guiding Bolt, the glare from the sun, as the worm kind of moves out of the way, the sun kind of blinds you for a second. As you shoot the bolt off, it ricochets off into the sky.
Love that for me. Okay.
You can still move the movement of your Sand Strider, which is 60 feet, if you want.
Okay. Let's see. Where's everybody else? Wait, where's Rian? That shadow's Gideon.
Underneath Shadow yourself.
Okay. This is gonna be wackadoo. Okay, I see Rian, Gideon. I'm gonna go. I don't know if I can move it. Let's do right here. It's like right here. Oops.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. As you mount on the back of the Sand Strider and scurry up the dunes, next up is Gak.
All right. First things first. Gak is going to get on out of there. And so it's halved movement, right?
Correct.
So only 15. Yeah, he'll go over there. And then he is going to cast Bigby's Hand
Okay.
at 5th level, which is the main level it's cast at.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
um,
where are you placing it?
it's actually going to go up to the worm. And
Okay.
it's going to punch the worm.
Okay. As you see the heat in the area emanating from the sands, the heat starts to rise and then become chaotic and then eventually turn into a hand that forms and goes out to punch this worm. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Nice. And I guess that would just be with my spell attack, right?
Correct. Yep. I think it's a d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Yeah. There we go. 16.
Unfortunately, as the hand connects, it does not have enough force. It does hit the worm. It's very hard to miss the worm. It's just that it has so much armor and it's so hardy. You hear the thud. It doesn't seem to affect or take damage from it.
Gotcha. And then... Sorry, I just lost my place. Yeah. You know what? No. I'm done.
Okay. All right. All right. With that, it is the purple worm's turn. All of you hear the shrill of the worm as it rises up into the air. 3 of the party members are in the air, and you notice that it loses track of all 3 of them. But the other 3 of you are on the ground as you watch it rise up into the air about 35, 40 feet into the air as it comes slamming down towards you, Gak. It is going to take a bite at you. $24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You are going to take 19 points of piercing damage, and I need you. Let me read this. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Not good. 5.
As the worm bears down, its mouth wide open. All of you watch Gak disappear as the worm just engulfs his body.
Oh my
Gak, you
God.
feel the shredding of the teeth inside as you are swallowed
Oh,
by the worm.
good.
As it starts to head underground, it's going to attack Enid with its stinger on the way out. Uh, 20 to hit.
Yeah.
It's 23 piercing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Let me take my damage first, please. Con save. Constitution save. Where are you? There we are. I gotta go get my brother back. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Take me down gently.
Ooh. As
Uh-oh.
the worm's tail appears, you see this stinger, this large, gargantuan shard of bone and rock. You can see this poison on the end. Enid, as it strikes into your side, just barely, you take 41 points of poison damage.
Oh, no.
As it starts to tunnel under the ground. It's still there, but Gak, you are swallowed. You are in its mouth. With that, it is back to the top of the round, but I need, since you're up first, Gideon, I need you to roll a percentile dice.
Just a D100.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's on the safer side. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All of you see the wind starting to pick up in the distance. Another sandstorm heading your way.
Oh my God.
48, however, you had to go above a 50 for a sandstorm to be there. It's not there yet, but it's coming. If the sandstorm reaches all
Bless
of
you,
you,
Ryan. Bless
visibility is reduced to 5 feet, and all
Son of a
attacks are at
bitch.
disadvantage.
you. Oh, no.
Do we have any idea how long until this thing gets here?
Next round.
We have 1 round until.
Next round!
Welcome
And
to the
it's
Sea of
in-
the Dying.
This
It's
place
in-
sucks.
So I'm gonna be fine from it.
Yeah,
Gak
you'll
is
be
Yo.
inside the worm.
Dak's gonna be fine.
You'll have bigger
Everyone come
problems.
in here. It's gonna be awesome. You can't get out of the storm.
Okay. Gideon, you are up.
So wait,
The worm
I'm
is, the worm is still there. You can still see it, but next turn it will be tunneling underground and it will be gone. At least from vision, you can tell.
So this thing does not look bloodied, correct? Like it still looks like it has quite a beating left to take.
Correct.
Okay. Question for the future. If I was to, what's that word? Disintegrate it while Gak's inside, would that kill him?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't know. When
Sears.
you disintegrate something, do the contents of the stomach also get disintegrated?
Yeah, because otherwise that'd be disgusting.
I mean, I think
I'm
it's
I'm
different when
kidding.
it's a
I'm
living
kidding. I'm
thing,
not-
but I do think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't want to say yes, but the alternative was too disgusting to acknowledge.
But
that that
also,
was the truth.
Gideon's boots and stuff were left behind after the disintegration. So like,
They were magical items.
yeah. And Gak
Gak is magical.
protection.
A cloak
Gak
of
is a
protection might be left
magical
behind in place of the purple worm. Yes, it does not affect Gak in this moment.
Okay, and question: does Gideon think being in the air is more dangerous than being on the ground with the sandstorm, or does he think he can fly through it? Okay.
What's your base intelligence? Pretty high.
20,
right?
baby. I'm super smart.
So Gideon, you can ascertain
read.
in this moment that being in the air, you can tell the purple worm cannot see where you are. But being in the air during a sandstorm is very, very problematic. You might not be able to tell where you are. You might not be able to even fly in any direction, and you might be hurled to the ground in any direction if you stay in the air. But if you're in the air, you're away from the worm. So both options have cons.
All right, my logic is sandstorm's bad, purple worm worse. I'm gonna stay up in the air, but I'm not gonna stay super high in case I get smacked down for whatever reason.
Okay.
This seems fair. But yeah, we're gonna blast it with disintegrate. So go ahead with that dexterity saving throw. I'm sure it's nimble.
Oh man!
Look at it.
the most nimble creature in the
I
world.
believe.
That's an 11.
Oh
game.
wow, that barely failed. Good job, barely.
Yep. I did roll a 13.
Oh. Wait, what? You have -2 to dex. All
It's
right.
a fucking 45-foot worm.
Yeah, but it's all wiggly and stuff. I don't know.
Anyway, how much damage?
72 points of force damage,
Holy
baby.
hell.
It's like asking a Boeing 77 to turn around, you know? It's gotta
And yet
make
they
a
turn
really
around?
Wide, it's got to make a real wide. 72 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh, man. You instantly see a hole appear where this disintegrate hits the worm. You can see inside of the worm itself, the guts. You can't see Gak.
Go for the hole.
You can see the flesh just open, the carapace destroyed. You hear that horrible shrill once again as it takes that damage. It does need to make. Let me read something. Needs to make a Constitution saving throw. As much damage as it takes, you can see it writhe ever so softly, but Gak, you feel it writhe as you are still held within its mouth, in its throat.
And I silvery barbs that.
Yeah. Even better on the second one.
Fuck.
Well,
you
did
know what?
Notice, Gideon, that you did enough damage for it to affect and possibly spit Gak out, but it held its constitution.
Well, since I still use silvery barbs, I'm going to give advantage to Enid on her next attack, since her magic blades were able to cut through it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, Gideon would yell, "Hit it as hard as you can," but when do we not do that? So, not gonna do that.
That's exactly how she would
Yeah,
respond.
yeah.
She'd be like, "When do
Nope.
we not?"
No shit, Gideon. Thanks. You ever thought about stabbing someone like as hard as you can?
Nah.
Good job. Art of War right
Simple.
there, Gideon. See, that reading's really taken care of for you. And that's gonna be it. He's gonna stay
Okay.
where he is.
All right, Enid, you are up. You can start to see that storm coming your way. The wind's
Yeah.
whipping in your direction.
Yes, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that.
You still have to go away. Just shoot, winds.
Right. Why didn't I think of that? Okay. She's gonna huff and puff and blow that storm away. No, I'm gonna sneak attack because I have advantage. And plenty of allies, it looks like, within its space. And one inside
Actually,
it.
Yeah.
actually, none of your allies are within its space.
Gak
Gideon is
is.
20. Well, Gak doesn't count in this
Why
scenario.
not?
Because
no,
you
Rion
can't see
totally
the ally.
is. Rian's in 5 feet.
Rian is. Oh, Rian is 5 feet. Okay.
5 feet.
Okay. Yeah. You're good.
Ah!
Well, you have advantage anyway, so.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah,
I will
John.
shut up. I will be quiet.
Sonic attack! That's the wrong. I almost clicked the wrong one. So with it being out here. 25.
25. That hits.
Okay. Damn it.
Buck it up.
Goes the goal.
Ooh, that's a lot of 6s.
Good. Right, 33.
Was that all psychic damage?
Yeah. Psychic and
Nice.
sneak attack. Yeah.
You watch
Um,
as this first blade is thrown. It hits and disappears. As it does, you see a energy just explode. You see the purple veins of the worm light up ever so slightly from the psychic damage. It is badly injured now.
Okay. She's gonna, while throwing the second
Oh.
one, yell, Gak, can you hear us? And, yeah, I'll throw my next one then.
Gak, you cannot hear them.
Oh god, that's so sad. I mean, I'll add my psionic D8
Okay.
just to see if maybe we can get another. Just any. It seems like we need to do. Wow. Was it
18
18?
just hits.
Hey!
Okay, that's good. But yeah, it seems like we need to get our damage out now. So yeah, just don't add the sneak damage here. It's not gonna be incredible damage, but 8 psychic.
Okay. With that
Um,
damage, it needs to make another Constitution saving throw.
Good to get him out of there.
I'm sorry. Is that your turn, or you have more going on?
I am considering disengaging as a bonus action, so I can run over to Basil.
I
so that-
will say that you can disengage. The sand lizard cannot.
Oh,
Ooh.
The sand lizard does not have your stats.
what if his action was to disengage?
We're
It's my
kind of
bonus
treating it as it's your movement for the sand lizard.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will not then. Or I guess I could bonus action teleport to Basil, but then I'm all alone without a mount.
Wait, did you throw the
Um,
daggers?
I mean, I'm right next to it. I could. They're also psionic, so I just kind of mentally summon them.
Trying to see. Okay.
I
Never
can
mind.
do
Go
it
ahead.
melee or ranged for the psionic
Okay,
ones.
okay,
I have
okay.
both. Why?
I was gonna say, well, your desert lizard's here, so technically that's where you would be.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has a range of 10 feet, so it doesn't really matter.
Cool. Sorry. Rachel, what would be? Should I stay put? Is that fine?
Yeah, I mean, I can heal you where I'm at. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
All right, I'll just stay.
Don't worry, lover.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I think I'll just stay put then.
Okay. Awesome. Rian, you're up. I don't know if you're here.
Yeah, Joe is AFK right now. So if we want, we can just put them
I-
after Gak or
I
something.
forgot I can attack as a bonus action.
Okay, you can make an attack. Go ahead.
Okay. I was
And then
like,
we'll
what
go
can I
with
do
Basil.
with
We'll go ahead and skip Rian and Ursa and then go to Basil.
Okay. Well, here's my bonus action.
And don't
attack.
forget, we have healing potions too. So
That hits.
What would you rather? Well, I'm already attacking with a bonus.
that's fine. I was just saying as a reminder
okay.
to every fucking person.
8 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
Now
wow.
it needs to make a con save now that it actually is your end of your turn. It's still hanging on.
Oh my God! Spit him out.
You watch it kind of writhe up like it's going to vomit, but it continues to hold Gak.
Damn it. Yeah. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. We'll go ahead and go with Basil.
Okay.
We'll come back to Rian and Ursa.
So I'm going to heal Enid with healing word at 4th level. not amazing, but
Thank you.
you're welcome.
What do you
So your
say?
next turn, huh?
What do you say, Basil, as your healing word?
Drink your fucking potion! And then she like lashes out just this wave of energy from her palm.
It's like a slight smack to the face. You know,
I
it is.
know.
Drink your
Yeah.
fucking potion. You get healed.
It's a bump on the forehead.
I'm going to. I'm in trouble. Probably. Well, let me map this out for Rachel Math Brain. Let me actually let me go. Actually, I don't
Actually?
know where anybody else is. I can't see Gideon or Rian anymore. Okay, there's
Well, they're
Rian.
up in the sky.
Yeah, it's hard to see where their little thingies are. Okay, there's Gideon. So if I go, I'll go up here. And then my little lizard steed can follow me. Getting out of dodge.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you up to the top right here and give you some. There we go.
Because I believe I can still, yeah, I can reach Rian, Gideon, Enid, Gak's body inside of the monster. And then where's Yirsa?
Yours is the shadow creature above. Right here.
I can't freaking see her either.
Oh, really?
No.
What if I do this? You see
Yes.
her?
Yes.
All right,
okay.
then I put her back.
Cool. She's just behind it. Awesome. Well, I can also reach her. I'm gonna stay here with my lizard, or not lizard, my bug.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're on the sand strider.
I'm on
Okay,
the
awesome.
bug. That's it.
All right, Gak, you're up.
Okay. So bonus action. Bigby's hand is going to come inside of the worm.
Wait, is Bigby's hand concentration?
Yeah, it is.
You need to make a concentration check from the damage you
Yeah,
took.
I'm gonna make a con check.
You can do it, Gak. You can still concentrate on this.
Nope, 6 points. 6.
Bigby's hand is gone.
Yeah, Bigby's hand is
Also,
gone.
at the start of your turn, sorry, Gak, you are blinded and restrained. All you see is darkness. You can feel the worm's throat just kind of moving you down towards the stomach.
Ew.
Do I see any of its teeth?
Joking.
You are blinded. You can't see anything.
Damn. That's still an action to do that. Wait 1 second. That changes things.
Sorry, I should have said it before.
That's okay. Man, can't even see teeth. All right, here's what I'm going to do, okay? Can I feel any teeth with my hands?
Yeah, I mean, well, your hands are kind of at your sides right now, because you are restrained as well. So as you're going downwards, you don't feel teeth because they're all at the front of its mouth, but you can feel these spikes and these abscissions. I don't the word down its throat. So it's not teeth, but there's this spiky like digestion process.
Gotcha. Would you, I mean, the inside of a worm is a solid surface, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And to clarify, the spell does not say a solid surface I can see, but towards up, which I'm assuming is the mouth where I came from,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Wall of Fire.
Okay. Let me look up something real quick. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it cannot benefit. And any bonus to its speed, attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls give disadvantage on. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say anything about. So Gak, above you, you just start moving your fingers to cast Wall of Fire. Okay.
Nice. So I'm gonna cast it. You can cast it in a ringed wall, up to 20 feet in diameter. Blah 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 blah. I'm just going to cast it enough so it doesn't like stick out of the worm.
Okay.
But I want to cast it so it's in the worm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because you are blinded and restrained when you cast it, it's about 5 feet from you, and you just feel the heat. You can actually kind of see as it lights up the area, but you feel the heat emanate from about 5 feet above you and go upwards.
Yeah. As soon as the Gak would make sure the side of it that's facing is facing the other way.
Everyone outside the worm just sees bright light emanate out of the mouth of this worm as a wall of fire is cast inside the throat of the worm, smoke billowing out of its mouth. Okay, what's the by the way, Joe, we skipped Rian and yours turn, so we're just going to come back to them here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
So it says that the creature must make a dex save, but I kind of feel like it's inescapable because it's the solid surface, you know?
Nah, it splits into 2 to like dodge the. Yeah, it's inescapable. Go ahead.
Okay, so when the wall appears, it takes 5d8 fire damage.
Okay.
I rolled it. Is it going to show up? Okay, there it goes.
28.
28 points of damage, and then whenever it yeah, one
Actually?
side to each creature that ends its turn within
Yeah.
10 feet of that side.
Yeah, so
No.
you can't tell this. Again, you're blinded, you're restrained.
Well, now there's a lot of fire.
There is a lot of fire, but
Yeah, he could see
All-
this
all-
light.
you're like in its esophagus right now.
Yeah.
And it is just constricting you. So all you can really see is like the pale red pinkish walls of its esophagus like pulling you down towards the stomach. So those are lit up. You can see the little shadows of all the ridges in the throat and stuff. It's disgusting. It's gross. You can also see this very, very viscous blackish green liquid on the walls. And as you realize, you can feel that your skin is starting to singe on the edges. It takes the damage, but it doesn't let out a scream, as you can tell that it is maybe resistant to this type of damage.
That's what I was thinking. Okie dokie. And that's pretty much all I can do. Okay. I don't know how this makes sense, right? But let's try it.
Okay.
Bonus action. I want to try to cast telekinetic shove, where you can shove a creature within 30 feet of you, but since I'm in it, can I just like shove it? Because it would be
Well-
like 5 feet, so it would just like the walls.
Does it
I don't know.
does it say that it has a size? Like
No, it just has a strength save. Which I know the worm's good at strength, but
I'll say it's not going to shove the creature. It's
Mhm.
gargantuan. And this
I'm
is a
trying to shove the
feature.
walls.
Yeah. It would be a brief like moment of shoving the walls. I'll say this, if you shove the walls, it's a weird sentence, you will fall faster into its stomach
Yeah.
because you're just opening it up to be a slide at that point.
That's fair.
Okie dokie. I end my turn.
Okay, I'm sorry. With that is the purple worm's turn, and Gak, because you are inside of it.
Are we coming back to?
Oh, sorry,
Rian and
sorry,
Yrsa?
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Cool,
Rian,
cool.
go ahead. Never mind. It's not the purple worm's turn. Fuck
All
this
right.
worm.
Yeah. All right. Coming around the corner. Flanking with Enid. Is that possible with a creature this big? All right. Here we go. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to go back there, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to teleport behind it. Nothing personnel, kid. Using my feature, I take a d4 of psychic damage.
Uh-huh.
Oh! Rian just got a really bad migraine. Oh, fuck.
It'd always be like that.
That's
when
why
it's,
we
like,
skipped your turn.
self-harm
You
damage.
teleported in. And you're like, ah. Ooh.
Needed a second. And then I will unleash an attack with advantage. I need to check real quick to see if it is with, if it is just the one. I think it's the next attack. Nightcrawler step. Nightcrawler step. Why did you not tell me? There it is. It's first attack roll you make with a creature within 5 feet. Yeah. Okay. So then, first attack with advantage. Okay.
Hits.
Be a natural 20? No. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. So we will do that. Okunai plus another first level smite for an extra 2d8 because I'm feeling frisky. So that's gonna be that was doo damage on the smite. Oof. Okay, so that's gonna be a total of 9 plus what is that 7? So 16 damage on the first one.
Okay.
Second attack. Please hit. 22.
Hit.
All right.
That's a hit.
And then I'm gonna second level smite this one.
Okay.
For the extra 3d8 plus the d6 from the Okunai. Come on. Better. So 19 plus 7, 26
Okay.
points of damage.
It's looking rough, and because you did more than 30 points of damage, it doesn't need to make a con save.
Oh, yeah, throw up
Nope, that's
Gak.
the wrong one. It holds fast.
Oh my god. Don't take this guy
Look.
drinking.
This guy is, if there's one thing he's got, it's constitution.
I was gonna make a very dirty joke.
What a dick. You know what? That makes me angry. I'm going to action surge because I get that back on a short rest.
Okay.
Not that one. Where's action surge? There it is. 2 more attacks coming at you. Whoop-pow. Whoop-pow. Numero uno.
Mm-hmm.
No smite. So that's going to be 7 plus 6. Ooh. And I'm having the piercing damage, by the way, already. So 7
Okay.
plus 6. Whatever that number is, 13. That sounds about right. Fourth attack. Slice a 21. Most attacks I've hit in a row. This is awesome. Okay. All right. And then I will... That's not a lot of damage. I will pour a first level... I'm not going to do that. I need to conserve spell slots. Okay. So that's going to be 4... So it's 6 plus 4, 10 points of damage.
Okay. Still up.
Ah! Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Ursa. Shursa. The Sherpa will... She's got... What type of... It's a charisma saving... Wait, that's how I can merge form with a creature. Okay. Family. Do we think it is a good idea for Yursa to possess the worm? Because it just says creature.
I mean, I feel like it's not a smart being. So
Well,
what is the
It's
date?
charisma saving throw. So-
Yeah, I don't think the worm's
no.
risen up anybody anytime soon. So.
Yeah. All
We
right.
fought a lot of purple worms lately. Something's going on.
All right. Shadow Yursa will go and we'll sink into the skin and we'll try
Okay.
to possess the worm. It is a DC 18 charisma saving throw. Chorizo saving throw. Do it, try it. You got it, Furby.
Yursa disappears into the purple worm.
Let's go! Wait, that's good, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yursa possesses the purple worm.
Gains control. The elemental can't use other abilities, but it can use the physical capabilities of the target. If the target is a creature, has access to its knowledge, skills, and ability, but not class features or supernatural powers. All right. Well,
Spit it out.
Yeah,
Spit it
on-
out.
That was your action. I don't. Can you do more things after possessing, or do you have to wait until?
Gains control. Well, I guess it would just. Would it then act
this-
on her turn or on the worm's turn, or would the worm just be considered incapacitated and it can't?
I think we'll consider the worm incapacitated. So shadow possession. Well. Yeah, the worm will be incapacitated, and you can use its actions on
Yursa's
Yursa's next turn.
Okay, all right, cool. Then that is it for Yursa.
Okay. As Yursa disappears into the worm, all of you above watch the worm just stop. You see the smoke billowing out of its mouth from the wall of fire. Because it is the purple worm's turn, however, and this is not a thing that it needs to do, Gak, because you are inside of the worm, you take 19 points of acid damage.
I do the what's it called? The arcane ward, and that
Okay.
gets rid of all of it.
Okay. Gideon, you are up. You notice Yursa is gone. Oh, actually, top of the turn.
Oh, fuck.
Joe, you were not here for this. On the horizon, there was a storm. And luckily, Ryan rolled below the 50% for the storm to appear next round. At the top of the round, all of you watch the storm appear. And if I can find my shit. The winds batter all of you. Visibility is reduced to 5 feet, and all attacks are at disadvantage. Gideon, at the top of your turn, as you are 20 feet in the air, while
Yeah.
this happens, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
You are flown in a random direction. You are thrown 20 feet this way, off course. As the wind picks you up,
Okay.
you lose sight of the worm and all of your friends. It feels very hot where you are, though.
So I'd say this is hard because obviously I can see the map, but like, does Gideon kind of know the direction he was pushed in at least?
Make an intelligence save.
Yes. A save? Guess not.
You were tumbled and rolled around by the wind. You do not know which side you are on.
Okay.
I will say, if you want to try to move in a direction, you can roll a d4, and that will determine which direction you move in the chance that you go back to where the worm was. Or you can try to make an attack roll with disadvantage, whichever.
Well, Gideon wants to get out of the heat. Does he at least kind of know a general direction of where he came from? Or if I try to move, is it possible I go further east into the sun? Sorry, I know this is a lot. I'm just trying not to cheat here.
No. It's all good. Environmental stuff.
Yeah, it's... I don't know.
The heat was behind you. You knew this. So using that information, you can at least ascertain that you have to go up or left.
So can I
So
roll
I'll
a d4 to determine up or left then, if that's one of the two directions?
Yes. So 1 to
Okay.
1 to 2 will be left. 3 to 4 will be up. Okay. You move left, Gideon, out of the heat.
I'm gonna move 20 feet to get out of the heat, and then I don't like this, but I'm gonna land just so I'm not constantly getting thrown around, because Gideon is not a strong lad. None of us are.
All right. Okay. So you fly over 20 feet and you land on the ground. There's a little bit of relief as your feet hit the ground and you are no longer struggling in the air.
Gideon just looks over and sees the camel. Hello.
Now you know where you are.
Roughly. But that's all of his movement. Firing blindly sounds like a terrible idea, so we're not gonna do that. It sucks. Gideon's just gonna end his turn, I guess.
You can hold an action.
You
Up
know
to you.
what? You know what? Yeah, we will hold a Well, hang on. Sorry, question. Gideon saw Ursa possess the worm, right?
Correct.
Does she get hurt if the worm's hurt?
This is something you guys don't know.
I mean, we would have talked about it, wouldn't we? Like, she knows how the ability works. She surely would have told us, because otherwise we could just shoot her.
Yeah,
Okay.
it also she already possessed one creature at one point in the campaign, and I mean we would have seen what happened when the creature died. She takes 3d10 psychic damage.
That.
Is that?
But she does not get hit by the spell. She is possessing the body of the creature until the body of the creature is dead. Or she
Got it.
chooses not to possess it. So once it dies, she's thrown out of it.
Okay. In that case, yeah, we'll hold a disintegrate if I see the purple worm.
Okay. Awesome. You do take 5 points of piercing damage from the sands.
Even if I'm wearing my goggles? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Your eyes don't take 5 points of piercing damage, but the rest of your body does.
Hey,
Enid, you're up.
5 points of piercing damage is a lot to your eyes.
Enid, you can just barely see the worm in front of you. Everything else 5 feet past is gone.
Yeah, so technically I don't get advantage, but since Rianne's still in 5 feet, if I hit this worm, it's still a sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that I didn't forget something that you said about the wind. Okay, so we will... Do I have to roll at disadvantage because of the wind, or because I'm in 5 feet, I'm fine?
All attacks are with disadvantage.
All attacks are, okay.
Yep.
Well, let's see what we get. That's not great. I'm gonna do my psionic energy die. And then D8. Let's go D8. Do a good job for me. That's pretty good. I think that hits.
That hits.
Yay! All right, with sneak damage. Sneak damage.
Sneak of damage.
It's so sneaky.
That's all psychic?
It is. Well, sneak. I don't know what sneak qualifies as, but yes.
Enid. How do you want to do this?
Oh my gosh. All right.
Eh,
I would like to, all right. Could I combine like the teleport feature I have with teleporting and then throwing it like onto the head? Because I assume its head's not dipped down at Enid.
Yeah, it's kind of
And, like-
docile right now.
Okay. Yeah, so wherever the head mouth is, stab through the top of that with the blade, and then like she's not a strong person either, but she's hoping that since maybe it's dead and limp, like as it's like laying limp and everything, she kind of like holds the mouth and yells in there, "Gak! Gak! Come on, I'm holding it! Let's go!" That's what I want to do.
Okay. So, as you throw the dagger into the top of the worm's mouth and teleport to it, you yell down to Gak. You can smell. It is horrible, Enid. It is burning flesh and fire and sulfur. It is disgusting. You can, as you kind of hold your hand up, all you can see. It's like putting your face near a fire pit when the wind is just blowing all the smoke in your face.
Yeah.
You're kind of coughing.
It covers
you're
her
calling.
face and nose with the scarf.
You're calling out to Gak, and you can't see him. However, as you place the dagger, you see the hole that was created by the disintegrate. That is not too far away, and as you see through the hole, you can see this heart underneath, ever so slightly. You throw your dagger towards it, it hits the heart, and all of you hear the shriek of the creature and this loud smoke flies up into the distance. Rian, you are pushed back 10 feet from the creature, not only because the wind pulling you back, but the sheer force of the creature falling to the ground. The desert lizard is pushed back. The sand is dispersed, but the worm itself, to Rian and Enid, lays on the ground dead, while everyone else is battling the elements. Enid, the worm is dead.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we're not in combat anymore, Enid's focus then after it's dead would be getting Gak out of the corpse.
Yep. Gak, you will take one more round of acid damage, but then you will be out of the corpse. You take 27 points of acid damage. As you actually, Gak, start to crawl your way out of the worm, and Enid, you see Gak and kind of run in there and help him out.
Hey, are you all right? Oh, you stink. Oh, I stink.
Never better.
Okay.
Why is it all of sand?
Storm happened while you were in the stomach. Let's
Gak just like crouches down underneath
Yeah.
the mouth.
Yeah,
It's
we
like a
just like have our worm tent.
Everyone else,
Need to do the psychic link. Tell people it's
Ooh,
dead.
I can do that. Let me find that in my character sheet. Where the hell is it? Oh, action. Up to 4 creatures I can see. Okay, well, yeah, she'll just go. I can't do it unless I can see them.
all of you with the wind, does Ursa revert back?
Yeah, probably, I would say.
Okay. I will say it takes all of you yelling out to one another about 5 or so minutes to finally find each other. All of you gather by the worm. All of you are taking damage while this is happening as well. So all of you can mark off 10 points of piercing damage. You are in another sandstorm, courtesy to whoever rolled last week. There's no cover around you.
I mean,
You're in the
Enid and
middle of
I are
sand.
underneath the worm's
Yeah.
mouth.
Except for the gargantuan body of the worm.
Are we good if we're under the mouth?
You can even use the body as like a wall if you set up next to it.
I mean,
I
do we
mean-
just
Yeah.
set up next to, like, get the animals, pull them next to the worm, and just kind of wait out the storm?
I think we
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All of you trudging through the desert, through the sands, pulling the mounts behind you, your hands up in front of you as the wind is battering your face. You can feel like sandpaper gritting away at your skin. You all get behind the worm. In a Star Wars Tauntaun moment, you start to use the worm's body for cover from the sands. An hour goes by. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
Are these at an advantage because of the heat?
Plus 4.
Correct. Yep.
Or at advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage because of the clothing you guys have.
Mm.
Okay.
I will say the DC is 11.
Oh,
That way we can just track it.
Okay.
It goes up every time. Every day you're here, it goes up.
eesh.
Also, I'm gonna heal Gak and Enid. Each one of them.
Wait, don't heal us. I think we're gonna take a short rest, probably.
Are we taking a short rest, John? During this
You
storm?
cannot take a short rest during a sandstorm.
Okay.
Can we wait for the storm to get done and then take a short rest?
Yeah, we should
Yes.
take a break.
Okay.
You just cannot take you can't take a short rest or long rest or anything during a storm or environment thing. Okay. So you do heal up slightly. Or you don't heal up, never mind. You wait out the storm. 2 hours go by. The storm is large. But eventually the sands subside. The winds dissipate into the distance. Into a dull wind. All of you can just feel your skin is rough. It hurts. Anything exposed to the elements stings slightly. You see that the worm behind you, the side you were on, completely you can see. As you kind of step out from the other side, the worm itself is covered in sand. One side completely looking like another one of the dunes. The side you were on, you can still see the body. You gather your things, gather your mounts untouched. You hydrate, and you start your journey back again.
I don't know who all needed short rests, or if it was everybody, but if it's just Gak and Enid, can they be on the relic sloth and like lay
Totally.
down? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yursa would also take one, and Rian needs to take one as well.
Okay. Maybe we should all just pull and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we just need to stay out on the worm and take a short rest while the storm's down?
I think so. Just because Yursa will get her
Might as
wild shapes,
well.
and then I get a couple things back too. So
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking a short rest.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, you take an hour to short rest. This second day is about 7 hours in already. And you feel that you've not made much headway. But you take your short rest. All of you can press the button.
Oh shit, I rolled the wrong thing.
John, I'm not gonna bother messing with Yursa's character sheet just because the only thing I used was the wild shape, and now she has it back.
Okay.
So
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And you know what? Rian will. Well, actually, could you heal her by like just up to full by 3? She'll just use 1 hit die.
Okay.
She's at 79 right now.
Why is it not?
You said up to full. Okay. As all of you finish your short rest, is there anything you guys want to talk about or do? Or just picking back up and heading towards your objective?
I had a thing.
Okay.
What's Enid doing on this particular short rest?
Yeah, I think since she was one of the more wounded people, she would be taking it really easy, probably. We stayed at the worm, I think, so probably just leaning on the clean side of the worm and just, like, chilling with some water, and is, like, thinking to herself, man, this sucks. I could have been anywhere else, but now I'm here.
You could have gotten a high-paying job.
Could have been doing what I was doing previously.
You guarded
Okay,
some stupid noble.
All right, hold on. High-paying job. I think you guys are one of the most high-paid people in the continent.
We haven't made money in a long time, John. We've been doing a lot of quid pro quo stuff
Oh,
lately.
I forgot you
That's
had
true.
500,000
This is
gold
long-term
previously.
investment stuff, you know, it'll all pay off, like, you know.
We've been
later.
forcibly non-profit now.
All right.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, she's relaxed.
Gideon's gonna walk up and he's just gonna go eat it. And when she looks up, he's gonna throw her one of his notebooks.
Okay.
Are you ready for your first lesson as he sits down?
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, what are we learning first?
Oh, well, do you need a quill or ink, or are you good?
Yes, I do.
Gideon pulls out some extra and passes it.
Thanks.
You see the ink quill is marked with Enid on it. He clearly bought it for you, assuming you weren't going to be ready.
She at first is like, that's so sweet, and then she's like slightly offended, like, he didn't
Wait.
think I had a quill. Oh, wait, he was right.
And then she's like, fuck, I didn't, though.
Yeah. She will, like, smooth out some of the sand and then, like, make a hole for, like, the ink well and prepare.
We're going to start with a simple one today.
Mm-hmm.
Enid, if I was to call you a Nimrod, how would you take that?
Pretty, offensively. I mean, I don't know how to spell it, but I know what you're saying.
What if I told you that's not what Nimrod originally meant?
You know, you're a smart person, so I'd probably assume you might be onto something. What does it mean?
And I'm not going to have this be like a full lesson, but Gideon's basically going to go on to explain that Nimrod used to come from a holy book where it described this great hunter by the name of Nimrod, and how that was what it meant for a long time. Sorry, I was watching Nick react to this. But it wasn't until recently when there was a playwright who made a comedian, he made a character who was this very bad hunter. Nick. I'm very happy that Nick knows what's going on here. But yeah, there was this playwright, William Bosserman or something like that, and he made a. I'm kidding, that's not his name. But yeah, he made a play where there was this hunter chasing this rabbit, and the rabbit called him Nimrod, which was originally just meant to be sarcastic, basically saying like, "Hey, this guy's not a great hunter." But people latched onto this play because of how popular it was, and Nimrod just turned it into an insult, meaning someone that was like slow or stupid, because those were some of the qualities that the hunter had. And so the overall lesson that Gideon shares is that basically words change definition over time, and popularity and things like that can have an effect on that.
She's taking notes. They're not spelled right, Gideon, but she's
That's-
taking them.
That's fine.
And they're not poor. There's no, like, you know, like one, and then, you know, there's no dots or anything. It's just like a sprawl of just like letters.
There's going to be more practical lessons, which I'm guessing was more of what you'd hoped for, but
No, this was very interesting. I didn't know about that, and it makes me think a lot about the words we use today. Like, and where they may have come from.
This is just one example, and there's words that might have completely changed meaning from when they were first brought in, and there's now no record of how they were originally used.
Mm.
Things that we take as facts might not have always been that way.
You mean like history isn't always accurate?
Well, you are taking it at the liberty of whoever wrote it down.
And they may have been a Nimrod.
They may have been a Nimrod. So, my lessons are going to be a combination of the practical stuff you were looking for, but I also want to teach you how to think and what to look out for. Problem solving is rarely just knowing the right answer at the right time. Sometimes it's knowing how to confront a problem and knowing how to look at it.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you mean.
As they kind of wrap up, though, Gideon's still kind of sitting there. Can I ask you something?
Of course.
So you and Basil are together, and that's lovely, by the way. You said you told everyone, but it feels like everyone but me knew. Did no one know? Because it seemed like everyone knew.
Well, I feel like, Basil's more open about how she feels. I am awkward around her, so I just thought everyone assumed, I guess. I thought maybe word had just gotten around, but yeah.
I didn't catch on at all for what that's worth, so...
Well, no problem. A lot of things go over my head all the time.
I was wondering if I could ask you something, but if you don't want to answer, then I will not be offended, and I hope I do not offend with the question.
Really curious, at least.
We talked that night at the Keep when you took me out to the lilies, you remember?
Yeah.
And we talked about how perhaps amongst this group, you and I are the most realist of the bunch.
Yeah. I recall.
I don't think it needs to be said, but given what we know of each other's history, I think it's safe to say that we've probably both done things that we're not proud of and no one here knows about. Because we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. You might be onto something there.
We also talked that night about that need for connection to open ourselves up to people. And I see that you've now done that with Basil. I don't know if there's been anyone else important in your past, but you're at least doing that now. My question is, how did you decide when you were ready to take that step to open yourself up to someone like that?
Honestly, I think I've always been ready, or at least needing. I guess ready isn't the word, but needing to do that for sure. And she'll sit back and lay back against the worm even more, not as upfront and focused on the paper in front of her. I was definitely punishing myself by keeping everyone at such a distance. I said it was for protection, but I felt like I wasn't allowed to live when everyone around me, or when I was supposed to die, I guess, and what I thought for the longest time everybody I knew. So, and I'm sure Bian has brought up before his similar survivor guilt, but it just manifested for me in the way of I guess, living as a shell. And I tried to push Basil away. I did. And you all have brought me to this space that I can see so much clearer that it's more of an offense to the people who didn't make it that I'm not living my life than if I were to truly live for the ones that they now don't have. And Basil saw right through all of my old tricks. And I mean, I was over the moon for her for a long time, and she probably doesn't even realize it, but I don't know. It just, I think it was a slow chipping away. It wasn't like a snap. Maybe the biggest one was when she and Yursa went so far to let me and Rian say our final piece with our families, but that wasn't the only moment. It was seeing a brother in Gak. It was you reaching out to want to build some kind of connection. It was Yursa's hugs. It was Rian. Seeing him have a life and give me hope, and then it was Basil seeing me as someone that was worth fighting for. And I know we both struggle similarly. But what I can say, Gideon, I was not doing myself any favor the way I was living before. And taking a chance with all of you, and definitely with Basil, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so afraid of losing all of you, but if I never had you, then that'd be even worse.
Sounds hard, and I bet it was harder than it sounds.
It was harder being alone. I had Moon, and Moon did her best, but when I actually got to hold Moon, it made me realize also that I was neglecting a lot of what I could have had for many years. Solidarity only sounds cool by people who don't have it.
There's someone I'd like to talk to, but I don't know. Just tired of getting hurt, you know?
Yes. It's hard to put yourself out there, whether you've done it once and gotten burned or never have done it and you're like me and don't even know where to start, and thank God Basil knows things and how to say things because I'm a fumbling mess. But wouldn't you want to at least try? Because the worst thing that could happen is you maintain what you already have.
I suppose. It just feels like we're taking hit after hit lately.
I mean,
It
yeah,
feels...
not in the prime dating pool. You know.
Well, I mean, just emotionally, everything going on too. Just feel like there's always 30,000 things to juggle, and I just don't know how much more disappointment I can stack on myself, you know?
Well, with each weight you keep putting on your shoulders, it shows me how strong you truly are. And maybe instead of seeing it as the burden you carry, see what you've been building and the constitution you have now. Obviously, you want to put the weight down. No one should be carrying that much for so long. But it doesn't mean you can't take more. We're all, unfortunately, too strong to just be burdened down.
Gideon kind of shuts his eyes and leans his head back against the worm. It would be nice to be the ones getting saved for once, though.
Man, I didn't even think about that. But you've been doing this longer than me, so...
Have I? I mean, you did it professionally for many years.
I wasn't the hero. I was stealing from people.
Aren't you part of a heroes guild?
That wasn't really a heroes guild, adventurers guild. We ran a little bit more of a neutral ring, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I see now.
And then she'll like flip her out of her coin pouch. She has the Thieves Guild coin. I don't know if you caught me talking with them, but I'm a part of them too. So.
Who?
Thieves Guild. Oh yeah, this
Oh,
is
is
the
that
symbol
what
for
that
the-
is?
Yeah.
Sorry, I assumed that was a
knows
secret,
that.
and I had no idea what that was.
It is. I just figured you're so smart and you know everything about everything that maybe you would know the Thieves Guild symbol. So.
I don't know everything about everything, Enid.
It
Not
definitely
even
seems
close.
like it. Well, thank you for the lesson. And if you ever want to talk about this person or tell me who they are, I'm all ears. I
Now
hope
you
it goes
just
well.
laugh. He just kind of smiles at that.
Why would I mean you didn't laugh at me?
Yes,
I wouldn't laugh
that's
at you.
true.
I know what it's like to put your heart out on the line when you've kept it so closely in a cage for so long. That's nothing to laugh at.
I take it you want to know then?
Look, I'm not as nosy as some people in this group. If you're not ready to tell, I'm all right. I'm just glad you've been able to open up this much.
Well, with friends like you guys, it's much easier to do,
That's what I'm
even on the
saying.
hard days.
And we have a lot more hard days ahead of us, like today.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That cape's really cool.
Oh, thank you. It worked very well, just perhaps not in this environment, but I don't think it was the cape's fault. That was some strong wind.
Yeah, I think that's just this area, but it'll be very helpful where we're going.
That was the hope. Well, we should get moving, I think.
Yeah. Don't want to wait around for just another storm or worm or whatever else is out here.
All of the above and more, I'm sure, and he'll stand up and offer a hand to help her up.
Yeah, she'll take it.
By the way, there will be tests on all that information.
Tests? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, look, if
well,
you're
good
not going
thing-
to take this seriously and listen, then I'm not going to keep
Oh,
doing
no.
it.
Well, I took notes, and she like holds up her chicken scratch.
Oh, then perfect. You have your study material.
I have to read this again? Okay.
You can
Yeah.
read that, yes.
Oh, yeah, my notes perfectly. But Gideon, if you try to read it, I want you to make a check because I don't know if you can.
Fuck it, we'll make a check just for the lulz.
I guess
All
I
right.
don't know, intelligence, but
Gideon, make a perception check.
Okay.
a perception check.
Oh, I'm so good!
Oh my gosh, what a great teacher. You've done this before. 100%.
I'm so smart.
You can read every word.
Yeah, you got it.
It says
Perfect.
Nimrod's not a Nimrod. He was a hunter. That's crazy.
Yeah, like a really good hunter. Like that's the key thing to take away. He was really good, like one
Really,
of the
really
best.
good. Yeah, and then in play, used ironically, took
Mhm.
away.
Correct. Good job. See, you're gonna get a perfect score on this test.
Okay, great. I'll
It's
just
not it's not open note though, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we have a long way, and I can study while I'm on the lizard.
Perfect.
Okay. So, your short rest over. All of you gather your things and continue on walking for hours and hours. You could see the tornado in the distance, slightly getting bigger, but there's quite a bit of ways. On that note, I think that's where we're going to take a slight break, 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
30 for everybody. Be back here, and we'll continue with the Sea of the Dying and the track towards the plane of air.
Let's go. And also, Furby,
Let's
to
do
answer your
it.
question, not that I made, but Nick has the best name, and that is Hair Doomfart of a character. So there you go. That answers your question on my behalf. Okay, BRB. Hi, we're back. And I didn't miss Ryan. So let's go ahead and dive back in.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Diving back into the game after the party successfully fought and killed a large,
I don't
gargantuan
know why he'd say that. That was hurtful.
sizes.
I don't know. That was funny.
purple worm. We dive back in as the party are back on their trusty mounts. Yes.
I have the name for my buggy.
Okay.
God does not look happy.
Her name
Yeah.
is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven White. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Put it in the chat for me. I'm not saving that.
Don't worry, I saved it for you. I'm the scribe.
As the party had
It's
just
okay,
killed
I'll
a
remember.
purple worm, they are back on their trusty steeds of various origin, walking through the Sea of the Dying, the endless desert, trying to get to the open rift of the plane of air. As you continue walking through the desert, the heat bearing down at the highest point. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
+4.
Patch with a +4. Con.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's pretty
good.
good for me, I'd say.
I got a 24.
Oh, that's gonna be a natural 20 for me. Oh, yeah, buddy.
God damn.
Okay.
Damn.
That's yours' first one. Yours' second one is gonna be
Those are charismas,
shit.
Those are charismas.
so they don't
and was
count.
there
By
a
the way, the
plus-
DC still 11, still the same day.
Was it +4? We said.
Yep.
Oh, bless! I got
From
12.
From Rianne's Risma.
You got 11.
Me?
Rios.
No, because if it's advantage, I rolled an 8.
Oh, is it with advantage?
It is.
Yeah, because
That
of your
was-
close.
Yeah, that was my bad.
24, 25, 25.
Well,
It's okay. I
I
don't
also
take
got a
offense
touch.
because I don't know math.
Hmm.
And Nick knows this.
I always use a calculator.
I did use my fingies this time.
Hey,
Did
finger,
anyone get
old reliable?
below an 11?
No one did.
No.
Negatory,
Okay.
Captain.
All right. So, I believe Joe. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
It would be the greatest honor you could bestow upon me in my life.
Here you go.
5.
5.
It is
5 purple worms.
Oh my God.
Okay. And who rolled last week?
I did one.
Has
of
anyone
them,
not rolled? Who hasn't rolled?
John, if I'm going to be honest, I have no idea if I've rolled
Rachel
or
and
not.
Kayla haven't rolled.
Okay, so Rachel, roll me a d10.
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 It's a good character name. D10.
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 Not better than Gatorade.
Oh, I accidentally closed out of my inventory.
3.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Is that bad?
You're about to find
We're
out.
about to find out.
Jinx.
So, you continue on, hour after hour. It seems as though the sun, at this point in the day, mid-afternoon, should be setting. However, the heat on this day is intense, as the heat wave pulls through. I would like all of you, again, to make a Constitution saving throw, this time without advantage.
Ooh.
The DC is also higher.
Still a +4?
Is 41 high enough, John?
That's just a
Yes.
little low.
Fuck!
Still +4.
Why'd you have me roll if a 20 wasn't gonna do it?
Oh.
All of you fail.
23. For years. Oh no.
Was it +4?
It's
Yeah,
it's
add a
+4.
Okay, I got 12 again.
Ooh, Yersa got 11.
I got 17.
I'm gonna use my DM inspiration to roll again for Yersa because I feel bad because it's in my hands. You know what I mean?
You're a
Oh
good
my
husband.
God.
Oh no! I am no
Oh
longer
my
a good
God.
husband. I am the worst
This
husband.
is payback for last night, slightly.
Oh.
Don't you
Straight
dare
up.
damage my marriage, John.
Everyone who rolled below a 16.
Kayla
Takes
just
a
said, "I'm
point of
just trying to
exhaustion.
make food. Am I dying?" Wait, you take what?
A point of exhaustion if you rolled below a 16.
Yeah, yours is fine. She's
Not
yours is
horrible.
at 2 levels of exhaustion. That's not good.
1 level?
No, 2.
You
She's
said?
at 2. She was
One
One
level.
level.
How is she? But she was at 1. Why was she at 1? She shouldn't have been. She's at
She
1.
failed. No, she's at 2.
Sure,
She failed
No,
the first
she's
Constitution saving
not.
throw when you guys came into the desert.
with advantage, and the +4.
Mm-hmm.
It happens,
Oh.
homie.
That's
Correct.
kind of strange. I don't know if that happened. I'll update her character sheet. I can't edit it though, so
Okay. She's at 2 points of exhaustion.
I think she's at 1. I think that's what we decided. Okay, all right, keep
I
it
don't,
rolling.
I don't like
Joe?
this bit.
What? Sorry,
She's-
my headphones cut out. What's up?
Brienne is at 6 points of exhaustion.
All right, she's at 2. She's at 2. No need to threaten. No need to threaten. I was cooperating.
Okay. You continue walking. And eventually, you get out of the heat wave. In the distance, you see ruined buildings as you're walking through. You also see these insect-like creatures up in the distance that look towards the party. They have 4 legs, a large abdomen in the back, and it kind of almost like a centaur. Their body goes upwards into these clawed, spiked arms and these horrible, horrible mouths. They all look towards the party, however. They're smaller creatures and kind of dive back behind the dunes, disappearing. 4 hours go by, and the sun starts to set. All of you make camp as you start to feel the dehydration. You've been drinking water this whole time, but because of the heat wave, you're finding that it is not quenching your thirst. You eventually settle down for tonight's rest. Is there anything, as you guys take watch, is there anything you guys want to talk about during this night, or just continue on?
A logistical question for the group as a whole. So Ursa is got to be the one to disconnect the rift because it's a staff. It's like her whole thing. If I remember correctly, it is an ability check to disconnect, right? And that's a question for you, John, right?
If the thing is unwilling, yes.
So it's an ability check, not a saving throw.
No, the creature needs to make a saving throw.
Based off the DC. Okay, cool. I was just going to say we might need to take an additional night of rest because if Ursa has disadvantage, if she has 1 point of she's at 2 right now. So if she has just 1, it's disadvantage on all ability checks. So I didn't want that to be an issue. But if it's a saving throw on their part, then we're good. Never mind.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just getting clarification. Are we stopping for a long rest right now? Is that what's happening? Oh, I somehow didn't catch that. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
I think Gideon's going to raise a question to the party. So, how do we know it's safe to go through this rift exactly?
Well, according to what I read, people have been there before. So it's probably safe to go through. Does Rian have anything about it before
Wow, you were so confident.
I
That was meant to not sound as bitchy as it did.
Ask one more time. What is the question?
When traversing into the rift, does Rian know anything about if upon entering it is safe because he read studies of people who had traveled? Like, what is the experience of entering?
Okay, yeah, so based on what you've read, it varies from different planes. Enid has had firsthand experience with the Shadowfell as she got close enough to the rift that it started to try to do damage to her. The Feywild seemed like it was volatile. Maybe it was because of how the rift was, but it was trying to pull things in. It's the plane of air. Reading about it is one of the nicer planes you can go to. It is one of the planes that is filled with none evil creatures. It is a place of vast expanse, endless skies, and it's one of the very few planes of existence that don't pose a lot of threats. So based on the information, you could probably tell that traversing through the rift will not be painful, just jarring, as it is going from one plane to the next, like teleportation, but a little bit different.
Okay. So luckily, from what I've read, it's not going to be that painful. It's just going to be a little jarring because it is multiplanar travel. But we don't have anything to worry about in terms of bodily harm in our transportation there.
I must admit. Oh, sorry.
And I was just going to say,
my bad.
No, you're fine. I just remembered one more thing. Luckily, no evil creatures, or very little evil creatures. So most things we encounter, we'll maybe be able to talk to, or at least have some type of discussion with before it results in fighting.
Perhaps a silly query, but the rift is connected to something, right? There's no realm of possibility where we walk through and just proceed to fall endlessly to our deaths, correct?
Well, that's what the flying potions are for, right?
There are some structures that were made because not all creatures that exist there fly. In terms of where we will land, I think that because this is a new rift, there's a bit of randomness. So before we enter, we should probably have the potions ready and just hope we don't have to use them then. But
I was going to suggest, Rianne, you or I could go through first, and if there's nothing stable, we could come back through to warn the others.
also here, by the way.
Oh. Yursa, hello. You seem exhausted. I'm so sorry.
Yursa, you've been here the whole time.
I am very exhausted, but why am I so exhausted?
Heat stroke.
Yeah, you just apparently
Again?
couldn't. Yeah, the second
Yeah.
one, it was crazy. I need to work on your constitution. Definitely wasn't my fault.
Anyway, carry on. I'm dying.
That was my only worry.
I think that's a very good idea. I think that. Well, I think that I would prefer to go in first just in case there's some type of massive storm giant on the other side that doesn't take too kindly to visitors. I think that out of the two of us, I think that I could withstand a blow and make my way back. I no offense to you at all, but I get hit a lot, so I've built up a resilience.
Pride dictates that now I have to go through first, Rianne. I was perfectly willing to let you do it until you slighted me.
Okay, I mean, it's your funeral. I mean, if you want, I mean.
Well, didn't you just say that
Pride
there's
killed the possum. You know what they say.
All right. Whatever. You guys can do what you want.
It's okay. Rianne understands.
I disagree entirely, but I know arguing with you serves no purpose. So.
True. But I'll let you go first. I'll be the bigger man.
Thank you very much. No further questions, Your Honor.
Nope, I have none.
Okay.
Okay.
Scene.
Yes, Gak.
So this is not in part of the conversation, but while everyone's resting and whatever, Gak is trying to figure out a spell.
Okay.
So I don't know what we'd need to roll for it, but Gak is trying to cast. Oh, why can't I remember the name of it? It just left my brain entirely.
Is it Glyph of Warding?
Yeah. He's trying to cast Glyph of Warding on his cup, and he's continuously trying to stumble upon the correct way to do it.
And this is an attempt to create what spell?
Basically create, but Glyph of Warding.
Oh, create the spell Glyph of Warding.
It already exists. He doesn't know it, but he's trying to figure it out.
Okay. Make an Arcana check with disadvantage, and I say disadvantage because there are scrolls and things.
Yeah.
You're not looking at anything. You're just going based off of you've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
And even with a photographic mind, magic is hard.
True.
Very true.
So, Gak, you remember the rune. You remember the way the spell should be cast. There's just one thing that's disconnecting with you. You can tell that you're close, but you think it's either the somatic, the hand gesture, or the verbal, the actual words spoken to create the spell. You could tell definitely you have the illustration of the rune itself perfect. Keep working on it, and you might find the solution. Okay. So, as you all sit there, did you make a fire?
I
It
mean,
does
I
get
imagine it's
very
pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Are all of you in the dome or no?
We can, yeah.
No
can
reason
make a
not
dome.
to. It's safe.
It's a
In the
ritual
dome
cast
we
anyway.
go.
So, as all of you before your various watches are within this dome, you feel a rumbling. The ground starts to shake ever so slightly, even within the bubble. All of you brace, grab your weapons, and then you start to hear something. Voices. Whispers. These whispers in and out from all of your ears. A cacophony of voices. And then again, all of you grab your weapons and stand up, ready for a fight. The rumbling stops. All of you look outside of the dome. There's nothing nearby. Gak, you notice one person in your party is sitting down, faced away from everyone, tucked in. As the voices subside, you hear slight laughter from Basil.
Oh. Stop pronking, people. I hate it. Pronk.
Oh my god.
So scary.
That's scary. I mean, you got
That
us
was-
really good.
That was
I've
very
never
good.
been pronked so hard in my life.
What was that?
How'd you get the music to play?
I am truly scared.
It's
Basil?
okay, Yosa. It was classic thaumaturgy.
It was such a good prank.
I was
But
trying to
I'm
find a
scared.
spirit to actually help me, but there's not many here.
I just want to say that I'm very proud of you. That was very good.
Thank you, Rian. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Maybe a little
There's
bit
a
in
spot on you
foretaste
for Team
because
Gideon.
there was just an assassination attempt on Yosa's life by the deep father, not the dark one. Whoops, sorry, my bad. by the deep fuck. Oh my god.
Wrong campaign. Wrong campaign.
By the
deep
deep
one.
father. But
Rian's having a stroke.
I could excuse it.
He was
It
scared
happens at
so
that
hard.
age.
I
Yeah,
keep my
I mean-
composure pretty well, but why can I feel the left side of my wrist? Okay.
I understand people may not have liked it. And I hope you understand that I also do not like pranks. So
I loved
please,
it.
I'm glad you did, Gak. Please don't involve me in pranks continuing forward. Or I will actually set spirits on you.
Understood.
I thought it was very funny. And
Thank you.
you have a lot of potential, but I will respect your wishes.
Thank you.
That's a pretty crazy thing to say for someone who just pranked us.
I needed to get that out and hopefully scare some of you enough to.
So what
Leave
you're
me
saying
out
is
of it.
that you're better at pranks than us.
Not better. I was just trying to scare you.
Well, then why would I be scared if you're not better?
You don't
Right,
have.
well, I'm on first watch. I don't know who wants to join me.
Either way, Gak, whatever you have planning next, if you involve me, I will make sure you are haunted. You are my best friend, but I have no qualms with haunting anybody.
All I gotta say is you can't prank someone and then say no prank backs. That's not how pranks work.
Well, I have to because I keep saying, please don't prank me,
So am I
and
gonna be
I'm
on watch
continuing
alone?
to be
No,
pranked. I
Enid,
will-
Have you
I'll
been
be on. I'll
pranked?
be on first watch
Okay,
with you.
cool.
I think
Tell me
everyone
when
else
you've been
should
pranked,
go
Basil.
to bed.
Basil,
Go
when have you been
to-
pranked?
go
Tell
to-
me.
I've been
go
pranked.
to sleep,
I've been
please.
covered in what was it? Honey?
We have
It was-
feathers.
was
a
honey.
lot of
And
work
feathers.
That is one
to
of them. What
do
was the
And
other one?
feathers.
over the next few days. We're going to a different plane of existence.
What's
It
the
is,
other
there's a
tiny
sand cat
prompt,
next to me
Basil?
that just
I was
sneezed.
still involved.
It is
because you guys
time
live next
to
Basil,
go
Basil,
Oh,
great
you
to
job,
just
bed.
honey.
Do
That
not.
was really good. Gives her a
That's
kiss
not
on the
all
lips
the
and then
eggs.
leaves.
You just heard it.
This
That was
this
really
dome is
funny.
very small, Gak. Can you make it bigger?
I cannot.
Bummer. We should work on that.
Gak, would you like?
No, stop. Do not.
I was asking him if he wanted to cuddle to preserve heat, and he's my best friend.
I thought you were with Enid.
I am with Enid.
I'm
I'm
on first watch.
confused.
I am.
Enid's keeping watch.
Mm.
So if Gak would like to cuddle me,
Isn't the dome temperature controlled?
is it?
Yeah, I'm making it cold in here.
Why?
I can't sleep with
There's
the
like a
fan on.
There's just a small little AC in the corner. Just,
Oh my god.
And I can make it colder.
why is it 20 degrees in here?
I want everyone to cuddle with
We're not wasting energy.
I want
Guys,
everyone to cuddle
please.
with me.
Turn down the thermostat.
Gak, do you want to cuddle or not?
Sure.
Okay.
So, all of you head to bed during
Every
first watch.
Time I think I'm making progress, I take 8 steps back. I don't know.
During this first watch, make a perception check for Rian and Enid. Both of you are outside of the bubble. Easier to see things.
Couldn't find perception. There you go. Perception.
Okay. So, on your first watch, is there anything you guys want to discuss or talk about, or just kind of move forward?
I don't think Rian would talk about anything, but as they're just kind of sitting there, maybe on like a little bit of a rocky outcropping scanning the area, Rian would summon Hikari, and out of the saddlebags would pull out a little harp that he has. Not like the big one, but a smaller, more compact one. And he would just kind of, as he's sitting there, just kind of pluck away at the string, something he hasn't done in a while, but adds a little bit of noise to just the whistling wind.
Okay. Enid, you hear the guitar playing amongst the wind. With a 23 and a 22, in the very far distance, you see this mote of light. At first, it just kind of looks like it's glimmering and sliding across the sky. But then you see a bit of a form. A body with a large, feathered tail, 2 large feathered wings, fire emanating off of the entire body. Both of you make history checks.
I don't know. Enid didn't study this one.
Rian, as you see this creature, it's so far away, but because of the expanse of everything and how dark it is, it's easily detectable. You watch from the right side of your vision, flying across, a phoenix. You hear the distant caw of the bird. Tales say that it is very rare to see a phoenix once in someone's life. It is an omen of good luck. As you see it disappear in the distance.
Rian will smile and kind of stop playing, and he will say, did you recognize what that was?
The bird? No, I don't really.
It was a
No.
phoenix, Enid.
That's neat. Are those? I guess probably see a lot of them around here. You know.
No, in fact, on the contrary, they're quite rare. In fact, it's quite rare to say that you would ever see more than one in your life. In fact, seeing just one is an incredibly rare occurrence.
Mm.
It's said to be good luck, and I think, considering the parallels you and I share with a phoenix, I think it's fitting.
Hmm.
See, when they perish, their bodies immolate in flame, consumed entirely. What's left behind is a hardened egg. It's immune to all damage. No amount of bludgeoning or cracking can do anything to destroy it. It's hardened. It's unfeeling of the world around it. Eventually, the scales shed, and these creatures so wise and profound, they emerge, finally able to spread their wings and soar like they once did.
Wow. Oh, then I guess we're lucky in more ways than just seeing the phoenix, and I can now look at that a little differently. What was that song you were playing?
It is a very it was a lullaby that I used to play.
I don't think I remember it.
No, it was never on sleepover nights, that's for sure.
Well, I just didn't know if it was a common one that most families sang.
No, it was one I wrote for Isaac. Whenever he was alone at night, he had a hard time sleeping. So it just started off as me humming, rubbing his back, just trying to get him to find some calm. And the hum just developed, just changed into something more, and then every night when somebody wasn't staying over or he wasn't over at someone else's house, he would, before he would go to bed, he would always ask me to play the same song. It's the only reason I learned how to play this was because of him.
You're very good.
Oh, I appreciate the kind words, but not nearly enough time to practice. Too busy, trying to save.
I mean,
the
you can't be
world.
great at everything. You got to pick,
Well,
a thing.
When you have as much time as I've had on this earth, I should be good at everything. I mean, geez, how old I am. God. Oh.
Well, you were reborn like a phoenix, so it's like, there was old you and now new you, so.
Well, maybe I'll be lucky enough to live as long as a phoenix does, and then maybe I can master all the things that I wanted to.
Well, can you teach it to me? I can't play any instruments, but I can hum.
Well, I've seen you fight before. You have a little bit of rhythm. I think you'd pick up the drums quite nicely.
Oh.
And, yeah, Rian will just kind of go through the notes. It's a really simple melody. It's probably only 6 or 7 notes that he just hums on repeat, and then he begins to pluck, and he just kind of, he'll tell you just, he'll give you a small beat to follow. It's very slow. And then as he starts to play it, he'll tell you just to, do some little flourishes when you feel like it, you know?
Oh, hell yeah. Enid's a drummer now.
So the two of you put on a little bit of a show for an audience of just yourself. But two of you revel in the night. The cold chill of the air is unimaginable. It's very weird to think that during the day it is so hot you almost feel as though you want to pass out, and it is so cold that you feel like your body just can't move. As you kind of bundled up, Rian, you do start to nod off just a little bit during watch, and at the end of your watch, Enid, you return, tapping Rian on the shoulder, and you look up and you see that Enid, in her hand, has a piece of cactus with cactus juice.
I stole it, and I think I'm gonna smuggle it back, and then a really cool prank would be to put it in everyone's drink at dinner, and we just see what fucking happens. Or we could both try it right now.
No.
But don't you kind of want to know
Give me
what
the
happens?
cactus. Give me the cactus. He's gonna pull out.
No,
He's
no,
gonna
no,
pull out
no.
a water. He's gonna pull out a water skin. Give me the cactus.
No. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna put it in the water skin.
Can I hold on to the water skin?
Okay, how do I know you won't mix up which water skin is actually water and which one's cactus juice? The last thing I want to have
I
happen.
wasn't born yesterday. I know what water skin is what water skin. That's fair. You know what? Here you go.
You can hold it for now, and then maybe on shifts when I can
I mean, you
watch
gotta admit,
you
this is
hold it.
really funny. Like the missed opportunity that we didn't do this already.
We just have to make sure that it does not end up in Basil's cup. Do you understand me?
Oh my god. Do you think I want to die? Absolutely not.
Okay, so be it. And Yursa's on our team, so it probably shouldn't be Yursa either.
Well, I thought it'd
You
be
know,
funny.
You know what?
if
Actually,
we
I say
all...
that. Wait,
Cause like, what if we all go on a crazy like acid trip or some shit?
but then it's not a prank. It's just a.
Look, if Yursa can also get covered in honey and feathers, we can all get
But
high
that's because she
together.
misunderstands the concept of a prank. I
No,
love her
she just
dearly,
was having
but
fun. This would be fun. I want to do it with friends. Or we don't have to prank anybody, and I just say, whoever's interested, we're all gonna go on a crazy trip together. Don't you want to try it? Just a little bit. Just a
no,
little
I've
bit.
tried it before. It's not all it's cracked
Oh,
up
you
to be, all
have?
right?
No,
Yes.
what's it like? What's it like?
No, it makes your mouth incredibly dry, like you have cotton stuffed in there, and then on top of that, you start to have these wild hallucinations about things that aren't there. You know, when I was a young man, I tried this with a couple of my friends. I ate sand, piles and piles of sand, like it was rice.
That's so funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I was sick for a week.
But this memory, you remember, like this moment, look at all this knowledge you have, Rian. And I haven't learned this lesson yet. I really need to learn a lesson.
I have the wisdom to impart to you that you should not. I can't stop you. Your will is your own, but I'm just supremely advising against it. But you know what?
See, this is what you do it in a
Kids
safe,
have to
controlled
make
environment.
their own decisions, and I'll hand you the water skin. Do what you want with it. I will not be partaking.
Please,
No, don't do that.
please.
Don't
It'd
stop.
be so fun, Rian. And she's gonna like give big old puppy eyes. Please, it would be so fun. Oh my god, we'd laugh so freaking hard. Come on, please.
Let me think about. I'll think about it. Okay. I will think
Okay,
about it.
that's better than no. That's good. Yeah, I'll take that. Don't tell anyone I have this yet. I don't want it to be berated.
All All right. Your secret is safe with me.
Pinky promise?
Pinky promise.
Stamp it.
Stamp. There you go.
There you go, John. Now pinky promises are real in your world.
That's fine. So, with that, two of you gather the next watch. Basil and Gak. On your watch, the two of you chit chat, just small talk. Gak, make another Arcana check as you attempt Glyph of Warding.
With disadvantage again, or
No.
no? Okay.
You get a little bit further. You watch the spell slightly take hold, but then in about 5 seconds, disappear.
Oh.
You try again, 6 seconds this time. You're getting closer. Where you keep up with it, you think probably take you a couple more really long hours of focusing. But nothing happens during your watch. No perception check needed. You can just slightly see in the distance the tornado. And the only reason you can see it is because at the very top of it, you see flashes of lights. Like a thunderstorm. Can't really see it during the day, but during the night, it is visible. But your watch is uneventful. You wake up the next watch. Gideon, Yrsa. You walk outside of the dome, sit atop the dune nearby. You have your watch to talk.
Yrsa, could I see the, sorry, which part of the staff is it that detects rifts?
The
That helps.
The staff doesn't detect rifts. It's the stone. I forget the item exactly.
I have. I thought I put it in my staff.
Yeah, it's like a charm almost dangling from the staff.
Yeah. Riftstone. It's just called a Riftstone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gideon
she'll
would
hand it
ask
to
if you
you.
could see the riftstone. Thank you. I purchased some materials from the Alchemist Guild, and I'm hoping that I can make it a little bit easier for you to detect where they are.
Oh. Would it also be easier to detect, I suppose, someone who's connected to it? I wouldn't call Finnegan a Rift Warden, but someone similar.
Would it, John?
Yes.
Pretty cash money. Oh, hell yeah, okay.
Yes. Yes, it would, Yrsa.
Gideon, you did research on how
theoretically.
to extend the range of it detecting rifts and also the magnitude in which it alerts the user of someone connected to a rift.
There you go. But
Good. That'll make us going into this place a little less scary.
he's gonna be working on it for a little bit. You know, with us being this close, it'd be quite easy to use the port glass to make a return trip to Lunaria if we wished. We've already done the hard part of the journey.
I know. And don't get me wrong. Every day since what happened in Eldon, I can't help but think maybe the next time we close our eyes, some giant monstrosity is going to come out of that rift and attack Lunaria, and we're not going to be able to be there in time. But I also know that it is selfish of me to to put it before everything else. I mean, we're so close. We're right here. And I know that Willow would tell me if something was wrong. I'd be able to know if something was wrong. And she kind of like touches her bracelet very thoughtfully.
I do not believe it would be selfish. We are the only ones who are able to take care of any of this. I don't think prioritizing our own well-being is selfish. I know you don't like talking about it, but your home was almost destroyed once. I don't want you to have to go through that again.
I don't either. I don't think I could live with myself knowing that something like that happened again. But I think the path that we are on is the right one. I think that we need to go into this plane of air and figure out who's connected. And I feel like when we get back, I will check in with Willow again, and I will make sure things are still stable there. As much as Lunaria needs me, so does the rest of Farah and Ciri at this point. You've brought this up more than once, and I appreciate the love and the support for my people and my home. But is there something more that is bothering you?
I only worry that you're not seeing this through. I worry that Lunaria will be okay until it is not. I worry that, like Umbraxicor, it will happen in a moment, and we will not have the ability to respond. I worry because you still live with the scars of what happened that day. And while I am back, I saw how my passing affected you. And I do not wish to imagine what would happen to you if anything happened to Lunaria. It's odd to call it my home, but Lady Gemcloak showed me when where I was from was destroyed. There's no going back for me, Yrsa. Not there. There's no going back for Rhiannon Enid either. I do not want the same thing to happen to you. I don't know how many more losses I can take. I don't know how many you can take.
One really hard lesson that I am still learning myself is that if we continue to carry the weight of what we cannot control, we will be crushed by the guilt and the fear. What has happened thus far, none of us could have predicted. There's only so much precaution we can take. And that is the unfortunate reality that we have to come to terms with. If we live in fear of what might happen, we are going to miss what is happening in front of us and what we can control. It hurts every day to think about what happened and what could have happened to Lunaria, what happened in Eildon, the home that you lost and that Rhiannon and Enid lost. But if we don't do something, everything will be lost. But it is not just your burden to carry. And I feel as though you have bared this weight for quite some time. And I don't know why you feel as though you have to do that alone.
I feel like I just always approach with the best intentions and make the wrong choices.
Since when does Gideon make wrong choices? What have you done wrong? What choice has gone awry?
Not going to meet my uncle. Turning around when he was that close. Going back to try and help people to learn that it was a lie. That was a wrong decision. And I don't even know if he's still there.
She reaches out and puts a hand on yours. You made a very difficult choice. You sacrificed a lot. And it may feel like you betrayed yourself and your family and that it was a wrong choice. But think of all the lives you saved. It is not too late. We don't know what's still out there, Gideon. You being here with us and us doing what we are doing is making a difference, even if it feels as though we can't win sometimes. Winning isn't just about coming out on top of each and every single battle. It isn't just about closing one rift. It's about the little differences we are making every day that are going to add up to something big. I don't think you made the wrong choice, and I know you probably don't feel that way or agree. But you being here right now and the path that we are on is making all the difference. Stop being crushed under this guilt. Or at least let me help you carry that burden. As I know how it feels. I think of home every day. But I know what I'm doing is right. And I know you being here is right.
I'm trying, Yrsa. It's just so hard. It's not like I'm unhappy during the day. I smile and I talk and I laugh. It's just when it's quiet, I just always go back to feeling sad. I don't mean to. I need us to be okay. At the very least, I need us to be okay.
Just gonna squeeze his hand. We will be. Somehow, some way. We will be. And you don't have to believe me right now. If you just put a little bit of trust and give me a little bit of that weight, I'm not going anywhere. I was stabbed in the gut. I thought I took my last breath. I thought I was going to lose my life before I did all of the things I thought I could ever accomplish. But in that same moment, you all were there. In that very second that I thought my life was over, you were there. We were there. We will be okay.
Both of you look in the distance. This time it's about 30 feet away. The only reason you see it is because the light emanates towards you. The phoenix, perched on one of the obelisks, spitting out of the sands, just tilting its head, looking towards the two of you.
Pierce is just going to hold Gideon's hand and just look in the direction of it and not really say anything else.
I think Gideon would do the same. He would actually like take a grip on Yursa's hand because I think it was pretty, just kind of, not a lot of life was in it, but he would just hold her hand and just sit there quietly with her, just thinking about what she said.
As you watch, the phoenix just kind of looking towards the two of you. Takes off, and both of you look up as it flies overhead. And you watch as a single phoenix feather falls in front of both of you. It hits your boot, Gideon.
Looking over to Yursa. Everyone gets a fresh start, huh?
Yes. And today is your lucky day. And she'll pick it up and hand it to him.
I do have plans for that Rakshasha, should he show his face again, by the way.
I trust that you do.
I was
I'm not
thinking we
worried.
tie him up and throw him off the ledge in the plane of air and he'll just fall endlessly, therefore he doesn't reform.
Yes, that's one way.
I'm still workshopping it.
I'm not worried about it.
And at that moment, Gideon, you place the last bit of material you need. Kind of put away your tools and hold the runestone out towards Yrsa, completed.
Yay!
The runestone now will detect anyone who has a tether to a rift within 1 mile. It will detect rifts up to 5.
Very cool. That's better than 60 feet. That's what it was before.
A little bit.
You'll be able to, with this new upgrade, very much determine somebody who is tethered to a rift. So, with that, both of you just kind of watch the phoenix fly off into the distance, and you see the sun start to rise over the sea of sand. It's time to wake everyone up. It is time to continue the journey. Because you slept in the dome, you do get a long rest. And you do get rid of a point of exhaustion.
I heard I had 2.
You
Is
did.
that a thing? Okay. All right. So now I have 1.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
All right.
It's crazy.
I will say, because you chose to sleep in the dome, if you had not slept in the dome, you do not gain points of exhaustion back if you sleep out in the elements. So, all of you wake up. You gather your things, drink your water, hydrate, and continue walking. You hear the footfalls for hours. Seems endless. Eventually, clouds, for the first time, to crest overhead, making it dark. Around hour 5 of this next day, on Uktar the 23rd, it's a perpetual night from here on out. The clouds creating darkness. But you press on. You can see the tornado in the distance. You can see the crackling energy. And it's getting closer. You settle down for another night after another 10 hours of walking. Everyone make Constitution saving throws. I know that Ryan said he'd be back, but we can get that when he gets back.
Oh wait,
Is
that
this
was not
with
a saving
advantage
throw.
or regular?
Advantage.
Ignore mine. Mine was a check, not a throw. A save. Wow.
Okay.
Can I please not be? Did I roll the same thing?
Hey, but you get +4.
Oh my gosh. She's really wilting out here, guys.
No.
12 is the
12.
DC, so you did make the DC.
Oh, thank Christ.
It increases by 1 every day you're here.
Oh gosh, garbage.
Oh my god. Can I distribute some of my points to other people?
No.
Damn.
Gak, as you are walking through this desert, all of you have materials, tools to tell what the day is as you're tracking things. Gak, you see a number that you recognize. It's a number your mom pointed out to you. Gak, if you want to tell the rest of the party.
I think Gak will look down and he'll be like,
Oh, I didn't realize it was today. Hey guys, guess what?
What's up?
Today's my birthday.
What?
Oh!
Happy
birthday!
Gak!
Say,
Thank you.
what do you guys normally do to celebrate?
Oh my goodness.
Well, we
Your
normally take a dip
birthday.
in the pond.
Ooh, well,
Um,
slim pickings on that.
Have a nice home cooked meal.
Ooh.
Play some music.
Wait, we all should sing happy birthday. Okay, here we go. Ready? And here's just gonna like use conductor arms. Happy birthday
Day to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday
birthday
to you.
This is awful.
Happy birthday, dear Gag.
Cha cha cha.
Ha cha cha. Is that a when the to you?
And many more.
Oh,
You're
still
so
old.
104.
See, that's what we used to say. Yeah.
Basil's gonna walk up to Gak and she's digging around her purse. I was wondering when I could give this to someone. And she pulls out just like a bone with some twine wrapped around it, and there's dried flowers on it. I blessed it. It's for luck and safety.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Gak.
Thank you. I like that you guys. I don't know how you knew. My family always starts to get really slow when we sing. We start out fast and then we slow down the whole time. You guys got it perfectly.
Good.
Huh. Well, thank you guys. That's really nice.
You're welcome.
I
We
wish we
should-
could swim, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of sand.
We could
Yeah.
do something, a little bit more like proper when we get back.
It's okay. I'm with family.
Yay.
Still on Siri though. That's interesting.
That's true. That's true.
Nice.
Brianne, how old are you?
I don't say whether it's relevant right now, but I'm joking. I am description. I'm 45.
I think my mom said this. I'm 33.
You don't seem a day over 20, Gak.
Thank you.
You have nice skin.
Yeah, it's tough.
You have nice skin too, Rian.
I'm moisturized, thank you.
We're going to need to after a trip through this desert.
Rian's wrinkles are so much more present in the desert.
Yeah.
Looks like a
His face
skeleton.
right now looks like leather.
Man, you look really good.
Thanks, Gak.
So, hours go on. You continue to celebrate. No creatures attack. Nothing happens. You hear the calls of the desert. All of you are still within your right mind. No hallucinations. You can tell the desert is trying to lure you in certain directions. But you are out here alone. In the middle of an ocean of sand. Alone. As you continue to walk. You hydrate once again. Continue on. Hours and hours and hours of walking in the heat. You settle down for another night, wake up, and continue to walk. Day 5 in the Sea of the Dying. You can see the tornado is getting close. You can even hear the whipping winds in the distance. And you walk. You rest. And you walk again. All of you can return another point of exhaustion because you did rest. But you do need to make another Constitution saving throw.
You suck.
Fuck.
The DC on this day is 14.
Oh!
Your mother's house. Okay.
Damn.
Is this with advantage?
Yes.
All right, here we
Advantage,
go.
you say?
Here we go. Remember those +4s, baby. +4s, baby. Hey, there we go. Yersa, let's go! Yersa!
Well, mine hasn't come through yet.
Oh,
Oh,
it came through.
yay!
Bless. I got a 15.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, brother. Heck yeah, boy. Love
Gotta
you.
get-
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
get Gideon to roll, but we'll continue on.
Yeah, he succeeded. No need to worry about it.
Well,
Here, I'll roll for Gideon.
okay,
Just remember, it's your fault
Can-
if he fails.
it's true. No pressure. You know, people's lives might be on the line.
14.
He succeeds.
Hell yeah.
By the
Yeah,
skin
he
of his
has
teeth.
like a +3 to con.
Oh,
Yeah, also the +3, yeah.
by the skin of his back, then he gets instead of the teeth.
So, you continue on. Another day goes by. You rest. You found a rhythm using the Liamon's tiny hut to keep you away from the weather and the elements during the night and from danger. You find a specific time of the morning to start your walking when you can get the furthest before the heat strikes. At this point, the bag of holding water is nearing the end. Between all of you and the mounts, Basil, you find yourself. How many spell points are you using for this?
I don't remember how much we used.
You had to do it 6 times.
Well, it's not completely.
It's not completely empty.
No.
it's close. You think that you have about 2 more days until you get to this tornado.
Okay, well,
How many days have we been out here?
This will be 6.
So it's about 1 spell slot per day, basically.
so wait, how many days did you say were left?
2, it seems.
2. Okay, I mean, I'll just use 2 spell slots then. We're gonna be resting anyway.
So you fill up the bag. Well, not halfway. And walk. And rest. And wake up. Day 7 in the desert. And now the tornado is large. It is close. Maybe 10 or so hours away. You continue walking. And walking. And walking. In the distance, you see various creatures. You see the wildlife around that is very sparse. But you do not encounter anything. You get close. And you start to hear. Well, maybe you don't. You start to hear. Maybe. Ah, here we go. The winds of the tornado. Is Ryan still not back? Ryan!
It doesn't seem like it.
God damn it.
Oh, we left him behind. Oh no.
Guys, where am I? Just kidding.
It's okay. Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway has been dragging him this whole time.
Thank God.
We didn't
Thank
do anything
God.
to help him.
Without
Is he's just
having-
like checks out.
Being dragged behind.
Right.
Yrsa, it's becoming, for all of you, but Yrsa, it's becoming very real. As you see it. You kind of look up in the distance and you see this towering cyclone. Everyone make perception checks.
Could you
go
also
ahead.
just? I was just gonna say, can she touch her bracelet to see if she can feel Willow's presence? It'll just make her feel better. You said perception.
Yeah, perceptive king.
Yeah. Also, you touch the bracelet and you do feel warmth.
Okay, I was really focused
It's-
on my bracelet and nothing else in this moment. I rolled a 1.
I roll a 20. We balance
Balance.
each other out.
We do. High five. Birthday boy deserves to roll a 20. Bop. That was a high five.
Okay. The first thing you notice, Gak, is, man, 38. Natural 20 is why
Plus
you see
4,
this.
too.
Yeah.
So 42,
Everything around here looks like dunes of sand, mounds. But you can tell some of these mounds are misshapen. They don't look like hills, some of them. Some of them are the shape of humanoids, laying face down. And you see as the wind's whipping, some of the sand gets picked up ever so slightly, and you see a black cloak underneath the sand that is covered up immediately from more sand.
Guys, I think there's some bodies over here. Big ones.
Well, then I think we should move with extreme caution then. Hopefully it was just the storm that did that, and there's not anything fouler lurking out here.
Rianne, what's in the plane of air?
A lot of things. Honestly, a lot of different types of creatures. Air elementals for one, but then cloud giants and storm giants as well. I think those are the main ones, but there are griffins, genies also.
Do we know if the rift is at the bottom of the tornado or the top? Because what if these are giants that fell out of the rift or something?
Quick clarification. They're humanoid size too.
Oh,
They're just small
Scratch,
little
Dad.
lumps. Yeah, sorry.
I thought they were big dunes.
Well, yeah, I used the wrong. Yeah, no, they're humanoid
that's okay.
size.
They're normal. They're not big. It's just people that are dead.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure about where Yursa might be able to tell where the portal is exactly, but I remembered one more thing that I think that it may be connected to. There are also dragons in the elemental plane of air. They're more worm-like, snake-like almost. So that might be something we should look out for as well. Also, rocks. Not the stone, but a massive bird.
Can Yursa see if she can get like a metal detection going on? And how close we are to the rift?
Oh, yeah. The rift stone is beaming,
Okay.
and it's pointing directly at the tornado.
Okay. So we're pretty much here.
Does anyone look at the bodies or uncover any of the bodies?
Yeah. Gak
Basil
would've-
would.
Yeah.
So as you start to chip away at the sand that is covering these bodies, you uncover dark clothing, black cloaks. There's about 5 or 6 of these figures, hooded. All of them wearing complete black, some tinges of dark crimson red. There's no perception check or investigation check needed. They're dead, so you can take your time looking at them. As you kind of roll one over, you can see the eyes open, sand stuck in the eyes as it died, probably face down with its eyes open. You see slash marks all on this individual's chest. The main thing you see, though, is on the arms or necks of these individuals is a symbol. A vertical line bisected by a crescent moon on either side, these upside down angular C's. The symbol of Demogorgon. Acolytes of Demogorgon dead in the sands, close to the rift. Then, as this is happening, you hear a noise. A booming voice.
Flua Lambao Akruno.
Gak, you pick up on this. It's giant.
Did you guys hear that?
Heard it, didn't know what they said.
It's
I have no idea.
it's giant. My mom used to speak in giant a little bit.
You know giant too, Rian?
Yeah, I fucking guess so. It's almost on there.
Okay.
Dak and I could have been communicating in a secret language this whole time.
They could have.
Yeah, we will from now on.
I messaged you what they said.
Shit, you know giant Rian?
You can tell he does by the
Sick as
look on his
hell.
face after hearing what that guy said.
The voice said, "Fly away, little bird, before I crush."
Well, kind of hard to crush a bird when it's flying around you, isn't it? Have to catch it first.
That couldn't be
The-
talking about us. We're on the ground.
The voice booms once again, saying the exact phrase. Same thing. Make investigation checks.
All of us?
Mm-hmm.
Not very good at that. I say,
Man,
you
it's
look
been
hot. Oh, yeah,
shit
fuck.
roll after shit roll tonight. It's the heat. It's the sun.
One of my features makes
sickness.
it with advantage. Not that it mattered. Both of mine were shit. So
Rian. The voice you hear sounds exactly the same as it did. And I don't mean it's coming from the same person. You notice it's the same connotation, the exact same way it was spoken, the exact tone, the exact spacing in words. Everything about how it is saying this over and over again is exactly the same.
I don't think it's. I don't want to say real, but I don't think there's actually someone here that's going to stop us. It doesn't sound. It sounds repeated like a
Like a trap kind of thing to lure people away.
I think so, to scare them. I think we can proceed. I think we should just keep our guard up.
As you say that, Brienne, in front of your feet, there is a flash of metal. You look down, 2 daggers lay at your feet. Gak and Yursa, you have high passive perceptions. You notice ducking behind one of the broken ruins nearby a small creature ducks as quick as they possibly can after releasing those daggers. You hear the booming voice again, all of you.
Gak's gonna lean to Yursa and say,
Do you have that spell where you can hold somebody? Like keep them still or something?
I think I do.
I'm gonna
Yes,
try
do.
to say something loud and giant, but what if you like Misty stepped over and then held the person when they like popped out or something?
I can try. I will do that. I'll try that. Do you want to try speaking first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Gak he'll cast Minor Illusion to try to make a loud sound, louder than he can speak. And in Giant, he doesn't know Giant very well, so he's gonna say,
We good. We help. Please stop.
Okay. As you say that, the voice booms again. The exact same as it was before.
Is this a recorded message? What's happening here?
Yours, what are you doing?
Yeah. Continue your thought before I speak.
No. You go.
Well, yeah, like that's what yours is thinking. Like maybe there isn't another person on the other side of this exactly, and this is just like a go away message, and like there's, unless it was said specifically, like I'm sorry if maybe I misunderstood. Did somebody actually come out already? Is that what those daggers were from, or did we see the person?
You saw some sort of creature deftly throw daggers, go back behind something. It was very small.
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
where Gak was like, you could hold that.
Gotcha. But where it hid, did it go back through the portal? Or
No.
just out?
It looks
Okay.
like there's a piece of rubble that possibly came from the portal and was flung out, and it's just kind of sitting there. It's a piece of large stone. That's
So we
where this
think that
creature
thing
was.
is still, but we think it's still behind there.
Yeah, you haven't seen it move, and both you and Gak have pretty high passive perceptions.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just clarifying. And then the voice isn't coming from the creature, it's coming from the portal?
Make a perception check. So with a natural 20, the voice, let me just give you their social security number.
Thank you, I'll take that.
Um,
I'm ready to dedox. Go ahead.
Dax.
So you were putting things together very quickly. As you saw this creature pop out, throw daggers, pop back in, it doesn't answer. Well, you can't really tell it's not answering Gak specifically, but it's repeating this. And you can tell at this point that the voice is magically enhanced. There is something they are using to make it sound bigger, sound more intimidating, and it is definitely originating from behind the stone where you saw that creature.
Interesting.
I'll follow
Okay.
your lead if you misty step.
Okay. Oh, yes, Gideon.
Just kidding.
I can pick up the rock
You can
with
do
my
that, too.
mind. If you'd like.
Go ahead. Yursa will also still cast Hold Person if needed.
Gideon's just gonna make the
I will
rock
say-
rise up like 50 feet just all of a sudden.
Before we do anything too drastic, Rian is gonna say, they didn't hit me. They threatened us. I mean, this creature might not be harmful. If we do too much, it might scare it.
Well, here. Yursa's gonna step forward, and she's gonna say, "Listen, I know you're there, and I know that you are not exactly what you perceive to be. You cannot deceive us, I need you to come up from behind the rock now. We are friendly, and we are trying to help.
Here's to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh!
That was almost a 1. I was a little nervy.
+4.
That's just on saves. That's not on checks.
Meh.
Gideon, as you ready to pick up the stone, you see a hand, another hand, but the hands are small and they look like they're made of fur or some sort of texture. As you see, slowly peering its head out, this creature with large brown eyes, brown, tan, and black feathers, its entire body, its feathers almost up into this point, this short black beak, fully armored, a greenish cape. You hear, "You're not gonna hurt me," as you see this creature.
Oh!
You're so her heart is melting. No, of course. We will not hurt you. We just want to help you. But you have to be honest with us and not try to deceive us.
You see a foot step out, and now you see that this creature probably stands 5 feet at most.
Oh!
I wish to keep him.
You see that both hands are on his sides towards his daggers.
Oh!
How do I know I can trust you?
We could have started fighting you earlier.
Do you want some water?
Looks towards Basil. I'm fine.
Are you injured at all? I mean, I'm assuming that some of these corpses that littered the sand are your doing, and I can at least tell you from all of us, the people that you killed, if you did kill them, they're also our enemies. Okay, well then perfect. Good job. That's great.
I'm
We
a healer.
share an enemy
if you
then.
Need anything?
Basil, you notice that as he does step out, he has wings. But one of them's tucked perfectly underneath, and the other one is tucked as well, but slightly damaged. And you could tell that this creature is definitely still sussing out everyone as he looks towards Basil and he says, "I'm fine. I don't need healing."
You know, I'm well acquainted with wings. I have birds around me constantly. Typically not in a desert,
Oh.
but I grew up around them. My mother sends them to me, so I've healed wings before. And almost any body part, really.
And I can promise you, she's saved me from the brink of death on more than one occasion. You can trust us. I promise. On all of our behalf, we're not going to hurt you.
You're not with them? And he looks down to the
No.
corpses.
No, in
No.
fact, our friend here, the one that spoke to you, one of their ilk tried to take her life just the other night. So, common enemy.
You see his posture relax.
I'll only touch your wing and nothing else, with your permission.
Okay, but only you. Everyone else stay back.
Okay.
as he lets you come closer. You can see that his right wing looks as though he was born with a smaller wing, but the right wing is slightly, you can see where he's created using water and sand, like mud, to patch some of his injuries. It's not just his wing, it's his right side. He did get into scuffles with these people that he ended up killing, and he is hurt as he just kind of looks towards you. Okay, I'm
think you did
trusting
well.
you.
I think you did well with the resources that you have. I have different ways of healing. Based on your preference, I can use my cleric abilities. I have actual bandages and
Which one's faster?
my cleric abilities.
Okay.
And she's gonna lightly touch his wing, and then she'll cast Cure Wounds.
He does wince a little bit, but as you cast Cure Wounds, you see the wounds close up. And he releases his hands from his daggers. Thank you.
Is there anywhere else that hurts? Do you need medicine for any pain?
No, I'm fine.
And she's gonna, kind of palms up, back away from him.
My name's Cairo.
Hi, Cairo. I'm Basil.
Nice to meet you. You're not from here, obviously. What are you doing out here?
We actually... And she kind of looks at everybody else to get a vibe on what all we're gonna tell him. Is there a vibe check?
I think
Anyone?
I think being honest is gonna be our best bet.
I mean,
with
can
him.
Rian, just from hearing the conversation, can he get a read on his character at all? I mean, I know right now he's cute, but cute things can be deadly.
Not really a perception check or anything needed. You can definitely tell that this Cairo is scared. He's been fighting for a while. You can tell that those kills are probably recent. His armor, as you look at him, does not look like it's from this plane. And you notice his blades and the bow that he has are otherworldly. It does not seem like he poses a threat or means any harm. And you can tell Ram with the glance that he is definitely not from here.
Iris is going to lay her staff down at her feet. Kyra, we're here because, well, behind you, that rift is a threat. It is a problem. It is leaking into the material plane, and there are many like it that are starting to open up all across our plane. And very dangerous creatures are coming out. And it is our job to close them, to make sure there's nothing, well, on either side that is traveling between planes that are not meant to. And to stop any harm that is being caused from those people who are traveling between them. We want to close this rift, but in able to do so, we have to go inside.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Is this the plane of Earth?
Well, yes, right? Material plane? It's just rocks? Is that what he means by that?
No, there's a legit plane of Earth.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we don't call it Earth,
Oh.
so we'd know that the answer is no, right?
So this is just, we'd say material,
Material.
plane.
mhm.
Okay, cool. This is the material plane. Where are you from?
I'm from the plane of air.
Oh, so you came through this rift.
Yeah, I was on a routine flight with my clan, and all of a sudden, a portal opened up, and the wind kind of took me. I'm not the best flyer. I'm a good fighter, but I'm not the best flyer. And I got pulled through, and I've been trying to get through, but the wind's too much. He kind of looks up to the tornado. How is this possible? The prime material's been closed. The rifts.
Well, the individuals that have been trying to get to you or get to your plane, they serve a very evil entity who feeds off of chaos, and, well, these rifts have been opening because of him. And we're here to close rifts like these, to make sure that his plan can't be fulfilled and that people like yourself or people from the material plane aren't hurt by what he's doing. So,
And your goal is to just close this? You don't mean any harm to my home, do you?
no, but there is, and this is me being honest, and hopefully no one will be upset with me here, but whenever a rift opens, it is connected on two halves, on the material plane and on the plane that the portal originates from. So that means there's some type of tether on the plane of air. Now, we have a way to peacefully remove that tether, but sometimes the creature that tether gets attached to is violent. There was a creature from a plane of shadow that partially destroyed an entire city on the material plane. And in that situation, we had to kill that dragon to break the tether. We don't want to do that, but I can't in good conscience lie to you that we don't mean any harm. Not on purpose, not intentionally, but the rifts need to be closed. And we want to do that peacefully, but sometimes that's not always the only choice we have.
Can you get me home?
You can tell us
I
how to
don't
get
see
in
why
there.
not.
We'll definitely try.
If we can find a way to get through this, looking back to the tornado, when we get on the other side, I can take you to my clan. They might be able to help you.
That would be wonderful. Really, we we couldn't have asked to meet someone who is so willing to help. And you have our word. We are simply trying to help.
I believe
We'll-
you.
We will do what we can. But you have to understand that we are not from the plane of air. And so it might be very jolting for us when we go through. And we're not going to know really what to expect. So if there is something that we do that is deemed wrong, please don't take offense to it. Or help us understand, I suppose.
I guess the main question is, can any of you fly?
Yes.
Most of us, actually.
Surprisingly, a good amount of us.
Good. Well, I'm here to help. Let's just try to find a way into this tornado. And you see Cairo walk over to Rian. look down and just awkwardly like pick up his daggers, put them back in his armor.
You can have those back.
I'm gonna need these.
Cryo, just before we go, is there anything that could be waiting for us on the other side that could mean us harm that we might need to defend ourselves against?
No.
Okay.
Where I was on a route to the city of Onami, but that's far away.
Right. Well, then I'm not worried. I'm ready to head out whenever everyone else is.
Anytime. I'm good with.
So how do we get in?
I thought you would know, Yursa.
I mean,
Oh,
he's still here, so
well, actually, I might have an idea. And Kayla's gonna look through your spells real quick. Because I'm thinking of a certain spell. Hold on, sorry. That I know exists, but I don't know if I have it prepared.
Basically, your task is to open a tornado.
Right, but I have
Just stick your fingies in. And go.
I have many questions. Okay, I have a spell. Hold on.
Okay.
Up to 10 willing creatures. Okay.
Welcome
I have a
you
spell
to the
called Windwalk. You and up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range assume a gaseous form for the duration, appearing as wisps of cloud. While in this cloud form, a creature has flying speed of 300 feet and resistance to damage. I'm just gonna post it because it's a pretty neato potato
Queen.
Hey,
Queen.
okay.
Now, would you allow me to cast this, even though I don't necessarily have it prepared?
Yeah, you were trying to get into the It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna post it. Windwalk, here it is, cast. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Why did
That
I
is
get
a
the
6th level
potions
spell.
of flying?
Sorry, I didn't know I had this until I just had a brain blast Jimmy Neutron moment. But this is just
Oh.
to get in.
And reverting takes 1 minute, so you can't just drop it and pop it
Yeah.
and lock it whenever you want.
And it's a 6th level spell, and I only have one 6th level spell right now. So
Okay,
that now my
so
6th
holy
level's
water?
gone.
It's cool components. Holy smoke.
Yursa, you gather everyone and mention the spell. Cairo does say, I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
I thought so too.
I'm ready. He just stands
You-
there.
Pick up her staff off the ground and make everyone gather in a nice little clump, and she's gonna cast the spell.
Okay. As the spell is cast, all of you watch your hands start to turn into clouds and air. As eventually everyone turns into wind.
Yeah.
And the direction is into the center of the tornado. As all of you there, you can't see each other. There's a sense. You now all have a sense of everyone around you as you fly into the tornado. The initial entrance is jarring as all of you are wind going into a thing made of torrented wind. But it is also a form. So as you pass through into the eye of the storm, you see the rift, the portal open to the other side. And as each one of you cautiously go into the portal, into the rift, the sounds of sand and the desert heat disappear. And you feel a rush of air. Oh, that's the wrong one. You see in front of you a sunset lighting up a boundless atmosphere of clouds and blue sky in front of you. You see nothing but air and sky, infinite. There's no up nor down. There's just air. All of you feel a rush as well. In this form, a swiftness. As you start to fly around slightly, noticing that you're a little bit faster than you were on the prime material as it pertains to flying. Your flying speed is doubled as you move lightning speeds. You see, welcome to the first rift, the plane of air.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, she's so pretty.
Pity.
It's cotton candy.
Guys, what if we moved our fort here?
I'm down.
I like it.
I mean, most
Wait,
of us
what
can
about
fly
our
anyway.
animals?
Oh.
Did we mention the animals?
They couldn't come through.
They
Right?
did.
We,
Oh, they did.
Up to 10 forms.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys have your camel.
That would be 11.
I was going to say
Ooh, who
we'd
got
be
left
leaving
behind?
one behind.
could we just we can wind walk back to the city. We probably could have just wind walked here.
Okay, listen. But it's only 300 feet, and it's only for a minute. Oh, duration
No,
is
it's
8
an
hours.
8 hours of
Mm.
300 feet.
Listen, guys, I didn't know I had
We
this
needed
spell until I
the
had
character
known.
growth.
We did,
Kayla, you were
yeah.
perfect. You were
Thank you.
amazing.
Rian, which one
You
of them
did
I
it
love
gets
you,
correctly.
Rachel.
I
The
love
bracelet.
you.
Well,
I
Hikari's
love
in the
you.
bracelet because it's 10 minutes to summon Hikari otherwise. Why don't we just smack their behinds and send them back to town?
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to survive, but that's fine.
They'll survive.
They might make it.
Okay,
Gatorade,
okay.
though.
Gonna
Desert.
survive.
I
Be
believe in Gatorade.
free.
Anyways,
What are we going to do
that
with them
is
in
a
here?
logistic we'll have to figure out next session because we forgot about it. Welcome to the plane of air, and also welcome to level 12.
That's crazy.
You're a
That
real one,
is-
John.
Oh my
Milestones,
12.
baby!
We
Oh
did
my
milestone.
freaking god, dude. What do I get?
So-
I apologize in advance, John.
You're fine. Don't worry.
Oh, you
We're
think that
into the-
now?
We're into the thick of it. So-
Hey.
Ugh.
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 Thank you for watching the Tales of Evrand. Thank you for everyone who stayed around and stuck around and put up with our bullshit. Joe, take us out.
Yes, of course I will in 1 second because I want to know what I get from leveling up. Oh, look at that. Look at that, Nick.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
Furby
Furby!
Overlord.
What the heck, my guy? Oh
that's
my-
So kind.
That's so nice.
Oh my
I'm just.
goodness.
We're not level 20 though. We're level 12. You did the wrong number. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. John, level 20. Boom.
No.
9 level.
Absolutely not. That'd be campaign over. What would I do?
Wow. Just gonna treat
Oh my
Furby like
gosh.
that. No, thank you so much, Furby. Thank you so much. I will send us out. So be sure to tune in this Friday at 7:30 CST for Party Thoughts, where everybody here except for Kayla and I will be talking about the Oberon arc from the Tales of Evrand. The Oberon arc was a fantastic arc of D&D from the Tales of Evrand campaign. That was one of the best vampire enemy people guys I've ever seen in a D&D campaign. So it's it's worthwhile
Better than
to
Strahd.
hang out. Yeah, Strahd, get the fuck out of the way. Oberyn, he's my guy. So be sure to tune in for that. There's no Isles this Saturday as Kayla will be away at state. So no Isles this Saturday. Tune in on Saturday though. I'll be here, and so will some of the other Isles players. We'll play some games. It'll be a good time. Next Tuesday for the Adventures of the Salamander Coast, and next Wednesday for the Tales of Evrand. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, Mom.